880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Louisiana's big weather can mean big damage to your roof. Our team offers free inspections and guarantees your satisfaction. Don't wait for the next storm. Protect your home with Rice & Roofing. Just to be on the safe side. Call 756-8603 or visit riceandroofing.com.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. I want to let you know that we have a local office in Baton Rouge that is able to handle your case with care and attention. After being in an accident, the last thing you want to do is travel. Our local hometown attorneys are here to ensure you receive the highest quality legal service and help get you the compensation you deserve. Reach out to our team of local attorneys to handle your case. Call us at 225-888-8888.
Get going and get it done. Get going.
Results may vary according to the facts of each case. Baton Rouge, LA 22-13-644.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, December 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 65. In hour one of today's show, we'll react to the Emery Jones news, what he decided to do with his LSU future, and a Tigers DB has entered the transfer portal. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Off the Bench is here to bring you some holiday cheer. Presented by All-Star Toyota. Join us for a cozy chat about sports, laughter, and the spirit of Christmas live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Friday the 13th. Rolling around long here. It's Christmas season. War the Rahirams out today, guys.
Wait, what?
War the Rahirams out today.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah. What's that?
I can't wait.
Kind of sounds like I'm rolling it all into one word. War the Rahiram.
Yeah.
Do y'all know? I mean, Rohirrim doesn't give it away.
Yeah.
Rohirrim? No.
It's a video game.
Taylor.
It's a movie.
It is a movie. Set where? Rohirrim.
Yeah.
Rohirrim. Rohan.
Look.
Rohan.
If you keep
Rohan,
saying
baby.
it.
Are you?
That's what came to my mind.
Taylor, we made you watch Lord of the Rings last year, no?
Yes. Oh, this is that animated one, right?
Yeah.
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 Right,
Where
it
was
does
the
come up in-
entire second movie basically set?
Rohan.
Thank you. Unbelievable.
See, I know ball.
See what I have to work with, guys? I'm proud of at least you got there quicker than Taylor did, Alondra.
Sorry.
Even though I can't remember, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
A very long time ago. I don't remember.
It sounds like it's time for a forced
nothing
rewatch.
about it.
Sounds like it's time for a forced rewatch.
How are you going to force me to do it?
By just annoying you, just Chinese water torture, peppering you like I did with Taylor to break him down eventually and make him do it.
I think you only asked me once. I was actually curious in watching them.
Yeah, you were.
Do you have him on DVD so I can borrow him?
Curious, sir. I do on old DVD. I want to get him on like some 4K like Blu-ray type stuff, but then I don't have any way to play that, so I guess I don't actually want to do that. What's going on though? Hope everybody's having a great Friday. We're gonna have a good show today. It's gonna be a fun show, kind of a relaxed show. Dead week. We got some Pirtle news. We got some other stuff to get to. We'll see where today's show goes, guys. I don't honestly know. We're just gonna fly by the seat of our reindeer pants this morning. I did want to I got my chess.com shirt on. It's not by accident. Did want to give a shout out to Gukesh Domaraju, who just became the youngest chess world champion in history. Just 18 years old, guys. And Gukesh, now world champion. I've told y'all before, India's coming. It seems like every day you wake up, and there's a new youngest ever grandmaster, and he's always from India. And now you have your youngest ever world champion. It's Gukesh. But is he actually world champion? I mean, here's where it gets a bit complicated, right? Because Magnus Carlsen is still the best player in the entire world. But after 10 years of defending his title, he vacated, basically bored, right? He didn't want to keep playing these classical title matches. They take so long to prep for. They're so grinding, so hard. But nobody was really even close to him. Nobody was exciting him. And so he ends up walking away from the title. Ding Liren beats Nanya Panyechi to get it. And now Gukesh has beaten Ding. So he is world champion, but I still got to hope, against hope, that maybe Magnus will come back out and you can get a more satisfactory world champion. But that does not take away from what Gukesh has done working through the candidates and now beating Ding on that stage in the last game. They were tied going into the last game, guys, and then Ding blundered. That's what's crazy about that sport game, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the 14 games, countless hours, and in the end, all it takes is one mistake and you're no longer world champion. Shout out Gukesh. How's everyone doing today? Alondra, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It is Friday, and it's been a long week, so I'm very excited that it's Friday so
Hell yeah.
that I can go to sleep tonight and not have anything to do. I feel like the Friday before you have a day off, or like the day before you have a day off, is better than the actual day off. Because you're like, oh, I don't have to do anything tomorrow, and then you can just sleep knowing you don't have anything to do tomorrow.
Okay, so the Friday, what'd you say?
Like the day before the day you have off,
yes,
I feel like is so much better than the day that you have off.
Yeah, yes.
Because you have that relief of like, oh, I have nothing to do tomorrow.
It's kind of
you can go to sleep just knowing.
It's kind of a classic Saturday versus Sunday scaries thing.
Yeah.
And now, but you quote your people are like, well, yeah, it's every week. Well, no, I mean, Alondra's been working Saturdays for a long time now.
Yeah,
right, for the whole football season. Yeah, I too. Nothing to do tomorrow.
Right?
It feels
awesome.
Feels great.
Yeah.
Navy. I'm going to go, well, I guess I don't. That's not true. I don't have nothing to do. I have the Nutcracker, but that's like fun.
Yeah.
It can be very fun.
Yeah.
That's not work. That's fun. I just can't screw up like I did yesterday.
You screwed up yesterday?
Yes. Don't know how. We're doing the student performance, so it's like a dress rehearsal, but they invite a bunch of students to come. They bust them in. And what a faux pas. I went into step touch when I should have been into slide.
Ugh.
And I looked like a big, dumb, clumsy idiot.
I'm sure you did.
About $1 for every time I did the cut instead of the slide, man.
It's unbelievable. I'd have $1. It's never happened before. I'd rather have it happen at rehearsal, but there was a crowd there.
Well,
and I feel like it looked like, again, just a big, dumb bull in a china shop. Everybody's like, look at the fat guy.
They probably were saying that, so make sure you don't do it again.
I have so much like personal, not insecurity, but I've created this whole like war in my head where everybody wants me to fail. Like, look at this guy. He's not a dancer.
Yeah.
He's just a big sack of meat. He's not a dancer. Look at him. He's just a big bison out there just clopping around on his hooves. And I want to prove him wrong.
I was going to say,
and then you slide when you're you step touch when you're supposed to slide. Pathetic, dude.
It is. I need you to clean it up.
I proved them right.
You did. So I need you to clean it up and prove them wrong tomorrow because they're right now.
I guarantee it ain't happening tomorrow. Okay? It ain't happening Sunday. Okay?
Is there film?
We're going to be locked in. I don't think there's any film from yesterday, and I wouldn't put it out there if there was. That's practice. That's rehearsal. Okay? Yeah. There will be film come Saturday and
We're
Sunday.
We're going to break it down.
Yeah. Good.
I'm going to make sure you didn't touch instead of slide.
Thank you. I mean, it's not hard. I've done it 1,000 times. Pathetic. Taylor, speaking of pathetic, what's up, man?
How does that relate to me in any way? It's just I'm confused.
I know
it's
either.
Friday. We're almost out of here for the week. I'm a little slow this morning, but that's very confusing. If you're wondering how I'm doing,
how were the lights last night?
I'm doing good. Yeah, the lights last night at the Burton Gardens. It was dog night, so we took Frankie out there and we had a good time.
I saw
it took about an hour.
TikTok that had like hundreds of thousands of likes about these Burton Garden lights.
Really?
Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of people
did it live up to the hype?
A lot of people showed up. Yeah, so like I didn't know this. You had to go like in time increments. You had to book your time. Like we went at 6 o'clock after work.
That's how they do the corn maze over there. Burton Gardens.
So like, we went at a good time because it wasn't overly crowded. But when we were leaving, like the 7 o'clock was coming in, and it was crazy. I mean, they were using 3 different parking lots. I mean, they had cops directing traffic. It was a big deal.
So guys, if you're looking for something fun to do the holidays, just a little free plug there. It's supposed to be. It seems like a great way to set the Christmas mood.
Well,
especially
you'll
when it's
love
cold
this.
outside, right?
You'll love this. So I've showed you a picture of my dog. He's an Australian Shepherd.
No, I hate your dog.
Okay. Well, I've shown you a picture nonetheless. I don't care what you think of it.
It's an adorable dog.
I'm looking at these pictures of the lights. They look so cool.
I know.
He's an Australian Shepherd named Frankie.
He's precious.
Anytime we see another Australian Shepherd, Victoria's like, hey, look, another Australian Shepherd. They bumped into us.
Hold on. That might be.
She sounds like she's so wholesome.
No, I know, but Taylor described it. That's the most empty sentence
that's
ever been involved in a story.
I'm getting there.
We have an Australian Shepherd, and every time we see another Australian Shepherd, say, hey, look, there's an Australian Shepherd.
Okay. So anyways, as I continue, she always likes to go up and pet the dog, and all that. This Australian Shepherd, also named Frankie.
What?
I know.
Wow.
What are the odds?
Twinsy.
Of all the names?
That is crazy.
Do we have pics of Frankie by the lights or no?
Yeah, give me a pic of Frankie by the lights, dude. What are you doing?
She has them. I don't have them.
Tell her to send them.
Oh, guys, I owe a bit of an apology.
Why?
I watched, so we are going to Polar Express in New Orleans later, the old Amtrak station.
Oh, yeah.
And so last night we watched Polar Express.
Ooh. Are you about to backtrack?
Look, I think my animus for it was a bit too extreme. I would still not put it in my 12-team bracket, but it is by no means a bad movie.
It's depressing.
It's a little bit of that. What it is, though, is exceedingly odd. And I like odd things. And so I don't know why it didn't resonate with me before. That movie is a fever dream of a plot.
It is.
I mean, you might, which I guess is the point, right? Is it dreams are real, whatever, the whole time, right? But like it is just psychedelic almost, not in its visuals, but in terms of how you move around that story. And that is cool. And I like that. And you know what? The animation, creepy as hell. I mean, it is the what is the Uncanny Valley.
I was gonna say.
The Uncanny Valley is the big disconnect, right? When something's going for realism, but you kind of know it's fake, but it's like it is the Uncanny Valley final boss. But also, as we move on forward in time, I do appreciate at the time what they were going. I mean, they went for it. Some weird, the whole hot chocolate scene, the animation on those dancers, so weird and fluid and kind of human, but kind of not. It's unsettling in a lot of ways. But I appreciate it. So again, I think I was a bit too harsh on the Polar Express. It's still not my favorite, but it's not god awful like I made it out to be.
No, I hate the movie Polar Express. And at Dollywood, we used to go to Dollywood every year. Jake talks about it all the time. It's up in Gatlinburg. We go to Gatlinburg for Thanksgiving every year. They had a brand new Polar Express ride, and they're like, everybody, you got to ride it. It's our big thing. You had to get like a ticket to like wait in line. Like everybody wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Okay? We wait about 2.5 hours for this ride.
Oof.
It lasted maybe 15 seconds, and it was a motion simulator, so screw Polar Express.
I don't know. What is the longest that you would wait
For a ride?
for a theme park ride?
Me, not long at all. My family always makes me wait, though.
I'm not waiting. I'm getting that fast pass.
Yes. Okay, but like, I think I probably max out
30 minutes tops.
that ideally, yes. So I think probably an hour is where my full peak would be.
I wouldn't do an hour.
Well, because a lot of times you just have to.
So look at that. Exactly right. So when we went to Disney this last time, me and my wife made an awful mistake. You can plan everything out ahead of time nowadays with Fast Pass and everything. The problem was we were both very drunk, and my mother-in-law was, as we were trying to coordinate everything, and but a couple weeks before, and we completely ruined the plans. We got none of the fast passes right, nothing. So we had to get refunded for all of it because none of it worked. Like we screwed it all up. So the only way we could get onto Tiana was like waking up, hitting that virtual queue, and then we had to wait about an hour for that ride, which was extreme. But in the end, you had to ride it. You had to ride it, I guess. But I've seen that Seven Dwarfs Mine Train get up to like 3 hours. I ain't doing that. That's insane. There's nothing that you could do at the end of those 3 hours that would justify that amount of waiting. Scott Dice says at his 7 Brew, they're playing Eric Pride's Call on Me. They're raving. I was laughing the other day. I was thinking about I went to Starbucks and it was closed for some reason. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll go by 7 Brew, go check it out. It's a little on my way. But have y'all ever seen Brink? No? I mean, it's a classic dynamic, so I'm sure there's also better examples of it. But the vibes of Starbucks for 7 Brew is a bit like it's a bit like Team Pup and Suds versus Team X Blades, right? Like Team X Blades, they're there for the money. They're the professionals, right? They know what they're doing. They're kind of established. And here you got Team Pup and Suds, and they're the soul skaters, man. They're just there for the fun, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of young kids playing fast and loose.
MLB
if you know, you
versus
know.
MILB.
What's MILB?
The minor league baseball.
No, not exactly. More like
they're there for fun and they do all these crazy promos that they don't do in MLB.
More, yeah, but if they could be MLB players, they would.
Yes, the best part about
these people
MLB
don't
is the
want
team
to
names.
be-
100%.
This is more like you're watching like an old skiing movie.
Okay.
And you have your it's like your preppy skiers whose dad maybe owns the lodge and they want to take over, blah blah blah, and they got to race like the kind of hippie ski instructors or something, right? You just in kind of buttoned up and then hey man, that's kind of the dynamics that I see there. It tickled me though, thinking about it yesterday. All right, guys. So as you can see, this is probably going to be indicative of how today's show is going to go. So if you're into this, stick around. It's going to be great. If you're not, well, we'll see you on Monday. Even though I will talk, I will. Okay, coming up next, I'll give you my opinion on Emery Jones and Sage Ryan, and we can talk about the portal visitors that LSU had yesterday. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Electrical.com.
Bayou Ford has the inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today. Or let Bayou Ford help you customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery. Visit BayouFord.com to shop or schedule a same-day appointment with our service department just off I-10 on Belterre and LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
So I probably should have fast forwarded this, but I didn't realize that it was going to do all this.
What is this?
What's
it's
this?
a song that T-Bow, yeah.
What's this, you
Wait,
say?
here, let me see. Here we go.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What's this? What's this?
You don't know, Tim?
There's something very wrong.
What's this?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is this Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why are we doing it? Because it's Friday the 13th, guys. Oh, how about that? A little spooky Christmas, huh?
I don't know how we neglected to mention this yesterday. Yesterday, the 4-year anniversary of the shoe throw when LSU beat Florida in the fall game. And the 2-year anniversary of Mike Leach's passing. Two big moments in sports.
Man, you really,
right.
really, I mean, you're up and then you just smacked us down. Rest in peace to the Pirate for sure.
Seriously.
Man, that Florida game, one of my favorite games of all time to watch. We were here in the studio at that time. We were doing something called the Fan Cave where we would stream watching it live. And I remember we were dressed up in our Christmas gear, and Cade York, what a narrative scene that was. Lining up to kick a game-winning 50-plus yarder in the fog that was so thick that you couldn't even see the goalpost. I mean, standing on the gator as you're going for the kick. It was truly a Luke Skywalker-esque trench run to blow up the Swamp Star. And it was delicious and amazing. And, again, one of the most fun wins that I've ever seen. Remember, 20-point dogs. LSU was in that game. But, hey, what goes around comes around, right? This year. Because, I mean, look, Florida was what? Going to go to the playoff if they had won that game.
They were number 6 in the country.
Yeah. And this year, you would have gone to the SC Championship. But a Florida team that you were favored over beat you. So, again, what goes around comes around. Speaking of coming and going, Emery Jones yesterday made a decision on whether or not he would be returning, and the answer is he will not. Emery Jones is headed to the NFL. Now, this is a bit unexpected because of what we had been hearing. There was a lot of confidence, and I would say a growing belief that Emery was going to return. I heard it for the first time maybe like a month or so ago, and then it continued to come up, and it kind of started to look, I don't want to say likely, but I was getting the feeling, well, maybe I'm wrong here. I'm sure there's people in the know who would say, opposite, but that's how all these situations go, right? One guy's in the know, and he thinks this. One guy's in the know, and he thinks that. But I would say it's probably accurate to say that they believed, or there was growing belief, optimism, hope, whatever you want to say, that he was going to return. And then the second round Gage comes back. Okay, well, he can maybe be a first rounder, but no, Emery Jones going to go to the NFL. And this is a big one here, simply because this would be a 4th-year starter, 4-year all conference 4-year starting linemen just don't grow on trees, Like, that's not really something you can just go dive into the portal and replace 1-to-1. Now, you're going to go in the portal for this offensive line. You have to, just like you have to a lot of other positions. But again, I don't think you're going to land anybody or find an option that would have been as good as Emery Jones. So there is a negative effect there, like an objective, undeniable negative effect, where your offensive line, and by extension, your team, not as good as it would have been had Emery Jones returned. I mean, if Emery Jones had come back, you'd have still DJ Chester at center. You'd have Jones somewhere in that mix. And then, so what? I mean, just Chester now. And I mean, Paul Mabinga, who got some starting time at the end of the year, you expect he would factor in heavily. Tyree Adams seems like one of the next guys up. Still excited to see what Weston Davis can do. Maybe Bordelon factors in. But as you can see, at a time where you're going to be replacing so much there, bringing back a 4th-year starter that was all conference level and an NFL player, that would have been massive. Massive. Not even get into the knock-on effect that Emery could have played guard or tackle, so you lost somebody a bit versatile that could have plugged holes in multiple different ways. So, yeah, this is undeniably unfortunate. And it's so funny to watch the mental health and temperature of LSU fans waffle back and forth during this time, where you get a piece of good news, okay, we're fine, we're back. You get a piece of bad news, oh, my God, we suck again. And I would just say this. After this season, I feel a bit, how do I want to describe it? I said on the phone yesterday talking to someone, and I'm trying to remember the exact verbiage that I used. It's not apathy. Maybe it's a bit more cynicism. I've been so positive, worked myself up now 3 years or whatever you want to say, like so many times to be like, oh yeah, okay, then now it's like, okay, I mean, what eventually you get enough of these news pieces. This guy transferring unexpectedly, this guy leaving unexpectedly, this guy decommitting, this guy not coming. That at a certain point, like, you're like, well, why do I keep it just piles on. It just piles on. So the Emery Jones news is bad, but again, my reaction to it is kind of like, shrug of the shoulders. Here we go. Just kind of par for the course. This team's got to find a way. And I feel bad for the staff because that's kind of the cold, hard truth of the situation is it's a really tough situation to deal with. Yeah, you're bringing your quarterback back, but now who's going to protect your quarterback and set him up for success? You're going to have to replace basically this entire offensive line. But hey, this comes with the territory. You got to find a way. And every team's going to deal with this in one way or another, in one position group or another. But if you would have told me who were the players that could leave that would have the biggest impact, I mean, who would have been higher? Okay, Nuss, quarterback, obviously, that would have been first. Name me a player that would have been a bigger loss had he chosen to leave than Emery Jones.
Jones and Campbell, and they're both gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I was talking about this yesterday when y'all had to take off early. Like, you could say, oh, okay, well, it's just another loss on the offensive line. You already lost that. This changes everything. His ability to play guard and tackle. And if you really wanted it, you didn't feel good about left tackle, you're like, hey, we got a 4-year guy. Let's throw him there at left tackle. Maybe he could be a Band-Aid there for a year. And, we spent all day yesterday talking about how much of a progression we hope Nuss takes, how we hope he takes that step forward. How much of a step back does the offensive line take? How much does that hinder Garrett Nussmeier? Because, I mean, that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Now Nuss will have to learn to protect himself in some way, help his O-line out. Like, he'll have to coach around it. Like, it's not just some it's not a problem that is unsolvable, but it is a tough problem to solve. And Dane Bergeron asked the question I think many are asking. Do you think players do not want to play with Kelly with so many players leaving? That's also tough to say, man, because players are leaving everywhere. Give me a list of the top, like the schools who's had the most players leave. Because I feel like it's going to be many of the premier rosters. Now, there are some insane situations like the Marshall one where, the whole team's in the transfer portal, I believe, like quite literally.
They also have a bowl game coming up, so I don't know
I don't know
what's
what's going to happen in that bowl game, dude. I guess you got to cancel it. I don't know. But give me that. So I guess I'm not saying that the players, I have no idea how the players feel about Brian Kelly. I do agree that there seems to be a lot of circumstantial evidence. Go ahead.
Looks like Arkansas with 24 players.
Like give me like the top 5, 10, whatever. Let me see.
Arkansas, UCF,
Mm-hmm.
Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
and Mississippi State.
Okay.
They're tied 5th with Nebraska.
So where does LSU
and
come
Purdue.
in?
It only goes to 8, so they're not in the top 8.
Okay. Yeah, so again, I
can look though.
I would imagine
LSU is 16.
And yeah, but and then I would imagine that's basically comparable to Alabama and Georgia and basically any school kind of on that level. So
I guess they'd be 9th because the tied for 8th, they have 17 departures.
So give me
Virginia Tech
like
has
Alabama
17.
and Georgia and see where they're at. Because actually, right now, my theory is not being
And
perfect, 'cause
A&M
those are all
has
teams-
17.
Okay.
A&M has 17 in the portal.
Well, the point of all of this is that I don't think LSU has like an extra normal number, but I do understand that there seems to be some circumstantial evidence as to whether or not Kelly's connecting with these players, with these recruits. But the other factor here is the gold rush. Because there is so much money being thrown into the marketplace right now with the antitrust settlement suit coming, or the settlement coming on July 1st, and all of these collectives wanting to spin their entire nut that they've been saving up. I mean, this is wintertime only. We're going to eat all the acorns. And if you want some acorns, you got to be eligible to feast. And the only way that you do that is by putting your name in the market. Now, with Emery, that's not the case, right? Maybe Emery, look, guys, sometimes you just want to go to the NFL if you're a good enough player, Like, college is a grind, and he's done it for 3 years. Should he do another year of wear and tear on his body, or should he go start his NFL career? I mean, that's like, go test well, go prove, like that's, or maybe he's unhappy. That could be anything, though. I can't ascribe motivations there. But in terms of when I see guys hit the portal, I think it's also hard to describe motivations because simply, like, sometimes you just want to maximize what you're going to get paid, and the only way to do that is by entering the portal during this gold rush. Sage Ryan also entered the portal yesterday. Go ahead, Tay.
Alabama has 11 in the portal.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's strong then by DeBoer, strong player retention. Sage Ryan also entering the portal yesterday. I heard a rumor he's going to Nichols, which would be pretty fascinating. I don't know. But either way, look, Sage, solid player at LSU. Unfortunately, he could never get out of his own 5-star shadow. That's the weird thing about being at 5-star out of high school is if you're a legitimate starter, like you could be a fine starter, but you suck because you weren't a superstar. Whereas if you're a 2-star and you become a starter, everybody loves you and you're great because you've overachieved here. So it's weird. I think Sage is a very solid starter for you. But unfortunately, his own ratings out of high school, he just could, again, never escape that shadow. I don't think that's a massive loss. I think you were already really going hard after safeties anyway, and I think you're going to just, I mean, you were basically going to try to replace him anyway this offseason. So that makes sense that he would hit the portal. But make no mistake, Emery Jones leaving this team, there's no argument, no world, no way to say that LSU is a better team with Emery Jones going to the NFL. You got worse, but now you just got to try to mitigate that damage.
Georgia only has 5 in the portal, but they're still playing meaningful football games in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe LSU is on the higher end of player exits, and maybe it does speak to something because every other team that was around that number in that top 8, there's coaching changes, strife, disappointment. With Elko, it's like a new coach, so that makes a bit of sense. So maybe that would speak to Dane's point. Again, it's tough to parse without knowing, but then you look at things like Charles Turner and which I don't know if we ever talked about what he said in that article here about Coach Kelly, but we can get that. All right, when we get back here on Off the Bench, LSU was hosting some top transfer portal targets yesterday. Let's get to it next. OTB.
Off the Bench.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Off the bench.
Kidnap Mr. Sandy Claus.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2025 Ram 1500 truck with $15,000 off MSRP. $15,000 off the newly designed Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
That is excellent. That's the Raising Cane's Arena there. Look, again, I went to a Zydeco game a couple weeks ago. Really fun time, guys. Really chill. Go have yourself a couple beers, eat some good, some good concessions. Still a bit shocked that there's no Canes in there, but either way.
Wait, no Canes in the Raising Cane's River Center?
No, ironic, right?
Feels like a missed opportunity.
I agree.
Tell you what they do have? Muffalata fries.
Huh. Is it good?
Never had them. I've seen them, though. They look really good.
I never liked muffaladas, but your taste buds change every few years. I've been getting into them a bit lately. Sometimes they can still be a bit too olivey, but there's a little in between that I'm really liking. But yeah, I go get that muffalata Monday special over there at Cannatel. Is very good. Very, very tasty stuff. My son likes them, which is weird. Kids normally do not like something that tastes that extreme, but he friggin' smashes them.
I don't even like olives.
Yeah, I've never liked olives
my
whole life. So this is kind of a recent development. It's like I hated pickles forever. Now I love pickles. So, you never know.
What?
Yeah, stuff changes.
My best friend, cannot be a pickle on the table. It's weird.
I love pickles.
It's weird.
You know those memes that are like me looking at people's pickles on their plate?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm like, you gonna eat that?
It's just see.
You gonna eat that pickle?
I do love a pickle.
I still don't have a desire for like a pickle spear or anything like that. I like pickles on stuff now, or if it's like maybe like some good some like Wickles pickle. I don't know. It's like some of those sweet pickles. I got some good ones in my
What about
fridge
fried
now.
pickles?
I do like fried pickles. Fried pickles are great.
come on.
Obviously,
Fried it.
what about fried blank? Of course.
Fried crickets? You eat fried crickets?
I'll try anything.
I'd eat one for sure.
I don't know if I would.
You couldn't pay me enough to
What?
eat a bug.
Why?
No, you can't.
I'd eat it.
Why?
Okay, look.
Have you ever seen Snowpiercer?
I feel like it didn't even have
No,
a
but
taste. I feel like
like-
it's just a crunch and it's done. Like it's
Yeah.
one crunch and done. Like that's-
Listen, I'm not scared of much. Like, there's really not, like, snakes, whatever. I love snakes.
Okay, hell yeah.
Bugs, I can't do.
Really?
No type of bug. Like, I can, especially roaches. Oh, my God. Like, I have, like, a genuine fear of them.
I remember in high school waking up with a roach just crawled on my face.
Oh, my God.
Where were you?
Oh, my
My room.
God. That's horrifying.
My bedroom. Yeah, your taste buds change though. It's like, Taylor, you never liked boys for years, right? And then recently at some point that just kind of...
Other way around.
Oh, okay, other way. That makes
Growing
sense.
up, because like now I'm married to a woman, so it's
true.
actually the other way around.
I
I
see.
mean,
But I mean, your point still stands.
So yesterday, LSU hosted 3 different transfer targets. The first one, a big one here, Kentucky wide receiver Barry and Brown. Brown was a freshman All-American. What was it, 2 years ago or maybe 3 years ago?
So that was 2022. So 2 years ago.
Okay, I get confused in my years still.
He's played 3 years of college ball.
Yeah, so he's a freshman All-American. But he was actually a preseason first team All-American entering 2024. So very high expectations. But as we know, Kentucky was an absolute disaster this year. So here in year number 3, in which a guy's supposed to be peaking, he actually had his worst season yet. 29 catches, 361, only 3 touchdowns. But everybody can see, well, it's not on Barry and Brown, it's Kentucky, right? It's the context of the situation. That was a god-awful offense that was wasting his talent. So he is one of the premier targets in the transfer portal, and apparently the visit went very well, and the on-3 recruiting prediction machine, for whatever that is worth, is picking LSU to land the receiver. So that is massive, right? Because you lose C.J. Daniels, you're losing Kyron Lacey, you get, maybe you get Chris Hilton back. We'll see. And after that, it's just like, okay, which young guys are going to step up? So Barry and Brown, like, if he joins today, even if Chris Hilton returns, that is by far your most experienced and productive receiver, no?
Yeah. I mean, him and then, Anderson's breakout year. But, yeah, probably Barry and Brown because he's done it for 3 years.
I forget about Aaron Anderson. Sorry, you're right. You still have
Anderson,
which
Thomas.
is huge. Yes, my bad.
Brown, Hilton. And then Kyle Parker back from injury.
So, I mean, again, I still think there's a lot of talent in that group. I trust Cortez Hankton above anybody when it comes to developing wide receivers. I mean, look at what has happened to Georgia since he left and look at what's happened to LSU since he got here. But, yeah, if you could land Barry and Brown, that would be a massive get for this offense. Maybe even bigger is Florida cornerback Jakeem Jackson. And this feels like LSU. It makes all the sense in the world that LSU would land him here. He was a number 3 cornerback in 2023. It was a massive get for Florida to get him. Why did they get him? Corey Raymond. Where's Corey Raymond now? At LSU. So Jakeem Jackson leaving Florida, wants to reunite with Raymond, or at least we think he does. That makes a lot of sense. Getting him, huge, okay? Because then you got him, you got Pickett, you got Anding, you still got Woodland, you still got Stamps. Like, okay, all of a sudden, we've got a lot of guys to throw against the wall and have somebody, have legitimate starters emerge. Corey Raymond, if he lands Jakeem Jackson, fulfilling the kind of DBU revitalization project. I think that could be massive. And then there's Purdue defensive end Will Helt, 6'6", 265. We touched on him a bit recently. He's not like your pure pass rusher. He's kind of an every down edge guy, right? Good against the run, good at rushing the passer, certainly. 10 tackles, 5 sacks this year in his sophomore season. But he's a hot commodity right now. Like the other 2 guys predicted at LSU. He visited A&M. Where else is he visiting? We were talking about it?
He is visiting...
Clemson. Yeah,
yes.
He's going to Clemson next, which is funny. You're seeing Clemson now finally
I believe
give
Ole
into
Miss
the portal.
has contacted him as well.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. I don't know on Will Helt, but it would be in a news cycle that's been filled with guys leaving. If you could get commitments from Barry and Brown and Jakeem Jackson, that is very good. That makes you a better team objectively than you were previously. So we'll continue to keep an eye on those situations, and we'll continue the show next as we close out hour 1.
Which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who...
Warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Or a complete renovation. The great thing about One Bath & Closets is that David handles everything. One company, one contractor, One Bath & Closets. Check out the gallery of his most recent projects and schedule your free in-home consultation online at onebathandclosets.com. That's onebathandclosets.com.
Christmas carols with Jake and James of Trash Rangers.
Frosty the Trash Man, call Trash Rangers.
Good Lord.
I can't believe y'all made me do this.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
O Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Wie treu sind deine Blätter.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Du grünst nicht nur.
Die Brustnix, no. Is this German? I've always just assumed it's German. What a beautifully rough language.
Sounds German.
Oh, Tannenbaum.
Yes, it is German.
There you go.
What if anybody's ever asked Mike Tannenbaum if he is of the same Tannenbaums?
Yes, the trees. German for tree.
He is.
I actually don't know if it's German for tree.
Actually, one time I was like, Urban Meyer. I wonder if Urban Meyer's Catholic because, like, was he named after Pope Urban?
Oh, I've never would have thought about that.
Looked it up. Urban Meyer is indeed Catholic, and he was named after that Pope.
I just
I guess that's the only way you're arriving at the first name Urban.
No, I
right?
just thought he was born in an urban area.
Yeah, see, no, that doesn't make any sense. That would be,
That's just
hi,
stupid.
my name's Rule Johnson. Nice to meet you.
Rural's not a
Rural.
name, T-Bob. You gotta go urban.
Yeah,
My
urban's not
name's
a name. I mean,
Suburbia.
but yeah, whatever.
It's not a name till it is.
Hi, my name's Suburban. Hey, Rich Rod to WVU. Country roads take me home. Indeed. How about it? Saying, quote, I am thrilled to have the opportunity to be the head coach at West Virginia University. My family and I are filled with gratitude to lead the Mountaineer football program again. Look forward to working with many supporters, fans, and friends to build the best football program in America. Take me home. Exciting in some ways, certainly. Very funny that you have Scott Frost going back to UCF. Now Rich Rod back at WVU. And again, Rich Rod's been good. 9-4 back-to-back years at Jackson State. Just beat Western Kentucky 52-12 to win CUSA. So someone who understands modern college football schematically and kind of, where the, not politics, but where the marketplace of the game is at currently. I just do wonder, as we watch a school like LSU kind of founder in this new cash-driven age, I do wonder about WVU. Because if there's one thing that, West Virginia and Louisiana have in common, it would be a poor state economy, brain drain, not a lot of economic opportunity, which I think are some of the common denominators that are kind of negatively affecting them in this age. But it makes sense in terms of generating excitement. I mean, I know McAfee and a lot of his old WVU teammates from the Golden Era were very high on this move, pushing this move hard. I heard Josh Pate talking about the potential of Pat McAfee's NIL investment here. I don't know about that. I'm a bit on the fence there. I've heard through the grapevine that sometimes getting him to spin can be a little tough. So I'll be interested to see. But I think this makes a lot of sense for WVU, and I desperately hope that it works out as a resident WVU fan. All my in-laws from Morgantown and everything and whatnot. Coming up next hour, we're going to talk about a potential new Saints owner as Gabe Fertitta, the richest restaurateur in the world, you'll say?
Tillman Fertitta.
What did I say, Gabe?
Gabe Fertitta.
Yeah. No, that's the
yeah.
Tillman Fertitta. Thank you, Taylor.
Gabe
Good
Fertitta
call.
used to coach Catholic.
Yeah, no, I know. It's a unique last name, right? No, Tillman Fertitta. Thank you, Taylor. Saying that he would be very intrigued, potentially interested to buy the New Orleans Saints if they were to come up for sale. Now, they are not for sale now, but they will be. Like, we know that they will be. It is written into the Benson will. Dennis Lauscha is the executor of the estate, and he is supposed to oversee the sale. Would they want to sell sooner rather than later? Does Fertitta have the money? Are there other potential names that could be in the mix? Something else that we'll discuss next hour. And guys, I know many of you thought that we wouldn't revisit it, but we're gonna maybe in hour 3 go back to our movie, our 12-team Christmas movie bracket, and try to seed it and get it ready for the playoffs. So we'll see. If you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN. is the best way to do so. You can hop in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. And we're going to be with you all morning long here. Has it gets to laundry? What do you I almost named my youngest son Kal-El. Wow.
Off the bench.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The meat especially is excellent.
Merry Christmas, Pedal Bordelon. You're going to be excited because we're buying your groceries.
I'm excited. That is wonderful.
Hi, neighbor. Southern Outfitters in Zachary is your one-stop shop for hunting, fishing, and lifestyle brands. With a great selection of apparel, decoys, firearms, ammo, and archery, they are sure to have what you need this hunting season. Remember, shop local this holiday. Visit SouthernOutfittersLA.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Friday, December 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 64 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll talk about Tillman Fertitta wanting to own the New Orleans Saints, and we'll talk about some NFL football as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Merry Christmas from Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. Join Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert as we spread some holiday cheer and talk all things sports. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Let's get this Christmas party started.
Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares.
Watching you, Colton. That's all I'm going to say. Hour 2 of OTB. Coming up. So you mentioned Fertitta there. I want to talk a little Saints commies here, guys. Saints Commanders coming up Sunday in the Dome. And I don't have a lot of hope for the home team here. Okay, I mean, how could you, right? Again, I know you all hate Derek Carr, and I get it. I get it. Deeply unexciting. I do think it's deeply funny that the Falcons saw what you did with Derek Carr, did the same thing with Kirk Cousins, and it's arguably even worse.
I don't think it's arguably worse. It's definitely worse.
It is objectively worse.
Did you said this yesterday? The only quarterback in however long to have 0 touchdowns and 8 picks through 4 games.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. That was just a headline I saw when I was waiting on Alondra to open up the door to let me in.
What headline?
What did it say? It's in the group text. What did it say, Taylor? It's about Kirk Cousins. Again, misery loves company, right? And it's very funny to me. Now, granted, Kirk was way better.
Kirk Cousins is the first starting quarterback with 0 passing touchdowns and 8 or more interceptions in a 4-game span since Ben Roethlisberger in 2005.
Hey, they won the Super Bowl that year. I don't know if they did, but it was around then.
But he was in like his second year.
No, I know. I'm kidding. The point is, it's deeply funny to me, though, that the Falcons saw the Saints do this kind of disastrous signing. Oh, here's a veteran guy who's never really proved to be great, but has been very, very solid for a long time. They pay him a lot of money. And the Falcons and they watch the Falcons well, we want to do that too. And now they're in the exact same situation where they've given Kirk $100 million guaranteed, basically 180 on the contract as a whole, and he appears to be done. Now, maybe Michael Penix ends up being that guy, and then you give them credit for going quarterback when people thought that they shouldn't. We'll see. But the only saving grace for if you're a Saints fan right now, for no matter how you feel about Derek Carr, is that you can always look at the Falcons and start to laugh now. Because what looked good at the beginning of the season has turned into a bit of a train wreck and a bit of a disaster. Now, so the point of this, regardless of how you feel about Derek Carr, he's been fine this year. Not great. He does not necessarily win you games, but he is a legitimate starting NFL quarterback. And the numbers back that up, right? He's like 13th in QBR, 11th in QB rating, yards per attempt, 11th. So yeah, he's honestly, you're kind of getting a bit more than you paid for, maybe statistically, given that he's like the 18th paid quarterback in the NFL right now. But the point of all this, even if you hate him, you're not better without him. You're just not at all. In fact, you could not take a further step down. Yes, losing Eric McCoy, massive. Losing Demario Davis for a time, huge. But there's no bigger impact than losing your quarterback. Why did you go on that 7-game losing streak? Well, a lot of it was because you lost Derek Carr. So I don't have a lot of hope for Sunday. But I have maybe found, right, if I'm Paul Atreides and I've drunk the sandworm blue juice, just slurped it up, and I've looked into the future and I found the one pathway in which the Saints win this game, I think I may have found it. Does anyone want to hazard a guess at what it may be?
At what, the solution for Sunday?
Yeah, what the Saints could maybe see on paper, maybe where they would have an advantage they could seek to exploit.
You're going to have to run the crap out of that football, first off, with Alvin Kamara. You're going to have to force at least one defensive turnover.
Yeah, you got the turnover, exactly. But you nailed it, actually, Taylor. I'm proud of you. If you look at Washington right now, they have one of the top defenses in the NFL from a scoring, or I think they're maybe middle of the pack scoring standpoint. Yeah. Total yardage, though, they're a bit higher than middle of the pack. They're very good pass defense, top 5 in the NFL, bottom 5 against the run. So if there is a weakness to exploit, and think about it, it also masks your deficiencies, right? What helps a subpar quarterback that's thrust into situations for some of the first times in his career? An excellent running game. What else does that do? It chews clock. It keeps the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands. Because the defense is going to, if the Saints are going to win, the other part of the defense is just going to have to kick ass because the Commanders' offense is awesome. And unfortunately, they're awesome at rushing the ball, and you kind of suck against the run. So at that point, you just got to play better than you have been. Like offensively, you've run the ball quite well this year, so that does kind of match up where you can maybe exploit that weakness. Defensively, it's one of those unfortunate games where you just got to be good where you've been bad this year. But if you can do that, right? And granted, this defense gets randomly really frisky at times, though. Look what they did to the Rams. And then a week later, the Rams were up 42 on Buffalo. You had that Atlanta offense that was red hot, and you didn't allow a touchdown for the entire game or half the game or something like that. Like I'm trying to struggle to remember. So maybe you got to hope to catch one of those Sundays defensively, which being in the dome goes a long way towards making that happen. And then you just got to rely on Kamara and Kendre Miller. And it really sucks that you don't have Taysom Hill in this game. If you had Taysom Hill, I would feel like you had a bit of a chance. As it stands now, it would be Darren Rizzi's greatest feather in his cap yet if you were to win this game without Derek Carr. Should go ahead and give Clint Kubiak a key to the city if you find a way to win this game without Derek Carr. Any takes on Sunday's Saints Commies game, guys?
So, again, like you were talking about running the ball, I think the offensive line is going to be key in this game. And it's weird to say, we were talking about it the other day, like what's the strength of the Saints offense? It might actually be the O-line. Because what did we see? I always go back to the Bucs game because what you're laying out kind of resembles that, right? Like your defense has to be good, but be good throughout the game. Like what did we see with the Bucs? They jumped up to a 17-0 lead in that game. Then you force Baker Mayfield to do 3 first-half interceptions. You cut the lead to 3. But you never felt like you were threatening the Bucs because you couldn't do anything offensively.
Yeah.
Mainly run the ball because you had 2 backup offensive linemen in there. It's a little bit different in this game because your starting O-line's up there.
You're fully healthy again. That's
the offensive line is going to make the biggest difference for me.
So we'll see if they can somehow find a way. Again, if the Rizzler starts to win games like this without Carr, you do got to start it to take it real seriously about, do you give him a chance as a bridge guy? And ultimately, it's one of those unfortunate hires where you're kind of hiring him to be a bit of a sacrificial lamb because you're saying, okay, look, you did a lot with a little this year, and we're going to continue to give you a little as we kind of reset our cap, as we try to refine pieces, as we shuttle off the old baggage and move into a new generation. So it's not exactly the most fair situation to get a head coaching opportunity anyway. But if you win a game like this, well, yeah, I mean, look, we're going to have to very, very, very seriously discuss it. And I don't think it would necessarily be the worst thing at this time, as I don't see anybody else coming in from the outside and like just making this team good, right? Like, I guess that's something we never consider. Let's say you get Ben Johnson. Are you a good team? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Right?
I mean,
like, it doesn't matter.
Ben Johnson has a chance to be great, but like so many people are like, Ben Johnson's Vince Lombardi, and he's never coached a game yet. They're like, any team, he's going to completely turn around your franchise. Like, hold up. He's going to be a first-time head coach who's an offensive specialist. But if you have crap all around him, you're still going to be crap.
But, I mean, it's like, but, okay, let's say, I don't know, who do you think is the best coach in the NFL? Let's say you have Kyle Shanahan.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, are you a good team? I don't think so. I think you could be better, I think maybe you could be better than what you were this year, certainly. But I don't know that there's any coach that's just going to come in here and overcome the very widespread personnel problems that this roster has currently.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just think Clint Kubiak proved that, though, that you can't come in and just save a team that doesn't have a good core.
But he has also proven that you can be. But I was going to say he has also proven that you can be way better because he has done. I do think he's squeezing blood from the stones.
I'm not saying he's doing a bad job. I'm just saying
there's a ceiling.
Yeah.
No, there's absolutely a ceiling. So the point of all that is like there will always be. So it's funny. Somebody was talking to me yesterday. Of course, Emery Jones going to the NFL. The immediate call's like, "How do we feel about Brian Kelly?" And then I was talking to my friend. He's like, "I'm in love with Kenny Dillingham." I'm like, look, I get that for sure. But here's the deal is there will always be a Kenny Dillingham. There's always going to be the hot candidate out there, no matter the year when you make the coaching switch. And you just have to hope that a hot candidate's real if you do end up making a switch. So I guess what I'm getting at is like Ben Johnson, whoever you want to say now. Yeah, he's the guy today. But do you want to bring in the kind of top or try to fight to bring in the top guy if you're not going to give him a good set of ingredients with which to work, or do you maybe wait until you feel like you're in a better spot to make that move? And then if you still feel the need to, well, you go get the hot candidate then. It's all food for thought. It's all food for thought. Only time will tell what the Saints end up doing. But, again, this Sunday against Commanders, I think Washington wins, obviously. I think without their cards, very easy to see. But if the Rizzler manages to rally the team and pull this off in a close game, well, we got to start thinking about it. All right, coming up next, let's get into maybe some potential buyers of the New Orleans Saints and more. OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECBuilt.com, PECBuilt.com. You go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, and look, man, if you're looking for a pool, outdoor living area, you want an outdoor kitchen, you need a bigger, better fence, any size or type of fence. Pergolas, bulkheads, it's all at Pinnacle Exterior Construction. And when you're talking about Pinnacle, the best part to me is, well, look, I mean, obviously, look, the customer service, great. It's the whole process of the doing of the job all the way through cleanup is efficient, professional, top-notch. But it's the artistry, man. That's what I'm blown away by. Because they will blow away your expectations with what they can offer you and how much of an impact they can have on your home. So remember, you go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, we build the spaces, you build the memories. Because you make your home into the place that you, your family, your friends, that everybody wants to be. It's Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECBuilt.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Joyful and triumphant, O come ye.
O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and be
Ooh, robust, august, from the diaphragm, powerful.
angels. Oh, come, let us.
So I need the Saints to play on Sunday.
Oh, come, let us adore him.
You know, they're not singing about Jesus. They're singing about the Rizzler. Not Darren Rizzi, the actual Rizzler. It's actually quite funny if you think about this song and then just think about him up there on the dais, surrounded by angels,
In the manger.
wearing like a Met sweatshirt. Yes, in the manger.
Okay, I don't like doing this, but that's actually pretty funny.
Man.
Boom.
Yeah, and Big Justin are just behind him doing this.
The three wise
The
men.
wise men. Us
All right.
adore him. Baby Gronk tries to come in.
They kick him out.
I hate that.
The
I think
Rizzler
this
has
is
just
funny.
taken over like Baby Gronk. Like he just pushed him out. Like
Baby Gronk was not sustainable though, because
No.
like
I think
everybody
Baby Gronk's
hates the
still,
dad.
dude. I think he's still kicking ass.
Everybody
dude.
hates the dad.
You know, so that's interesting because we had personal interaction with the dad. Baby
Okay.
Gronk came in studio with the dad. Were you not here? Were you not here? Part of the show, Alondra, at that time?
No, but I've seen the picture and I've been meaning.
Yeah.
I was here. I was not part of the show at the time.
You weren't part of the show either. When
I was
when,
here. I was doing Hunt's show. I was up here when he was here.
Oh wow,
Dude, that was a while back. She may have not even been here.
I don't know,
That was a
dude.
long
That's
time
crazy.
ago.
God, time sucks. I was
No,
thinking about
I've
that
been
yesterday.
meaning to ask y'all about that picture.
Yeah,
of
like
Baby
she may have not
Gronk.
even been.
And
here.
it's just so fun because I was like, why was Baby Gronk? Like, how did you even get in touch with Baby Gronk?
I think Jake on Instagram, maybe.
Well, because he was coming on campus to do the LSU visit, and Livy Dunn gave him the tour. Remember, it was right around that time.
Baby Gronk just rived up Livy Dunn. Who is that guy? He annoys the hell out of me.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Some guy like Hoopify or something. He might be big on TikTok, but
Y'all know I don't.
he just
TikTok.
does like all the. I don't know. I fell into a random Baby Gronk hole the other day because he was at a mall and there were like a million little kids around him and everything. But
They're asking us to pull the pic. We can't. It's like a Polaroid.
So the thing is, so Baby Gronk came in here in studio with his father.
Okay.
And it's
I would hope
complicated
so.
because his dad is the one that like, you know, makes him do all this stuff and yeah, like all like the Riz video, like his dad is the man. His dad does everything. Like his dad is putting together everything to it. And you're like, oh my God, you know, this is bad for the kid. You're forcing him to do all these things. But his dad comes from a complicated background where his dad wasn't around. And his dad used to be doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
And then he got out of it. And it's like, I don't know, man. From where I sit, I understand why people are kind of turned off by it or think it's bad. But also from where I sit, I see a father and son who are spending time together 24/7 and really, you know, making a very successful living to provide for their family and for his future. So like, I get why it turns some people off, but I don't. It's kind of how I used to feel about the Balls, right? Like I understand why the Balls turn people off, but like at the same time, are all of LeVar Ball's kids not wildly successful?
Yeah, and also they used to have. Okay, this is how deep I get into like trash
Balls?
TV. Yeah.
Okay.
This is how deep I get into like trash TV
Yeah.
rabbit holes. So like Facebook used to do like TV shows. This was a while back, like back before the pandemic. They used to do like they had like Facebook
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, for sure.
And the Balls had a reality TV show on Facebook.
Hanging with the Balls.
And I watched.
I think it was like Ball in the Court or something like
So
that.
I
huh?
don't remember what it was, but like I watched like the entire thing, and I ended up liking LeVar.
Oh, so you
And
ain't
the
coming
whole
around
family.
LeVar. There you go.
I love LeVar
To be
Ball.
honest, though,
That's
like,
that is not true, Taylor.
I
That
love
is
LeVar Ball.
That's
It's-
never been a more shocking
no.
Annie Taylor
It's
sentiment
one of
that I've
those-
ever heard in my
It's one
life.
of those things where it's like when he first came out, he's flamboyant and all this. I'm like, who's this guy? Like, let your kids play ball. But the more he
No,
started
he's a good,
talking,
like-
the more he grew on me. And now that he's not in the spotlight anymore, I'm like, man, I miss the LeVar Ball quotes. I miss him yelling at Stephen A. Smith on First Take.
I
Like,
actually
I need
really
LeVar
like
Ball
him.
back.
And
Yeah.
the whole show, like the whole family though, and the mom, she had like a stroke.
Yeah.
And they went through it on the reality TV show. Yes.
She like doesn't talk well or like
She-
can't
there's
talk
like
a lot.
I think like one side of her
Well,
body.
yeah, half
is-
your body can
yeah.
go paralyzed from
So
stroke.
and it is
Happened to my grandpa.
Yeah, but she's been kind of like getting better or whatever. But like they went through it on the show, and it was pretty sad. But it was like good to see like the family. I don't know. I don't have a problem with the Ball family.
The point is exactly right. And
Yeah.
the point is like I also like I don't think the baby Gronk stuff is as clear cut. Like people say, oh, he's trying to live his dreams to his son and everything else. Like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want to say true? Sure, whatever. But again, he's with his son 24/7. He's there for a way in that his father was not there for him, and he's providing a way better life. Him and his son are creating this together. Then, I mean, is it that different from AJ and Big Justice?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes of those
Yeah.
videos where he's
When
like,
he-
no,
when
no,
he
no,
makes
no.
him- He makes him stop.
He's like,
and
no,
redo it
start
and
it. Like, this is
everything.
how we do it. Yeah, like, no, it's just, I mean, that's the content game.
The Costco employees are like, dude, hurry up.
So I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to sell the lawn chairs. Don't sit in them.
So I guess this is all to say
Baby Gronk supporter.
I am. At the end of the day, I'm a Baby Gronk and his dad supporter. I hope it doesn't have some awful ending where the
Like
funds
John
get
Benet Ramsey type
misused.
thing.
Okay, Jesus, no. What? Baby Gronk murdered in an unsolved mystery, Alondra? Hell no. I just
You're
meant
like, it'd be unfortunate if something bad happened. Melandra would be like, yeah, it'd be bad if somebody killed him.
No, I meant like, I hope he doesn't like, maybe like fame at that young of an age can lead
Jeez.
to things like maybe partying too much. I hope the funds don't get like misappropriated by the parents. Like I'm talking more
Hope he doesn't
along
get
the-
found in his basement,
Yeah,
T-Bob.
like stuff that you see with other child stars. No, not a John Benet Ramsey. What are you, crazy? Oh my gosh. T-Bow says Baby Gronk threatened to fight the Rizzler. He is the enemy. It's just a bit. It's just a WWE bit.
I mean, okay, guys, people watched Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I would much rather watch Baby Gronk and the Rizzler fight. 100%. At least they're more on even ground.
They're not on even ground though, dude. Baby Gronk's way older than the Rizzler.
Is he? I don't know. I'm not actually sure how old Baby. I don't know how old the Rizzler is.
All right,
how
we
old
can't
is the
keep
Rizzler?
calling him Baby Gronk if he ain't a baby anymore.
Why? But he's still a baby relative to Gronk.
Also, why did he choose Gronk? Because honestly, the kid didn't play tight end.
Yeah, he did. No, yeah, because he was big. He got bigger than everybody else his age at
I
his
was
age.
just like, why did?
Yeah. It's gonna be like a John Benet Ramsey. Jesus, relax. Just invoke one of the most horrific crimes of
I
our
don't know
life.
why I went there.
Saw something about John Benet Ramsey.
Now,
this morning.
Rizzler versus Hasbullah. Now we're cooking with some real mind rot. Hell yeah.
That is
Hell yeah.
okay.
Rizzler versus Hasbullah on kick.com.
Guys,
sponsored by
Hasbullah-
Rumble.
I can get
Hasbullah's
behind
like
this, but he's a
22 years
grown
old.
man.
Yeah.
He's
Hell
like
yeah.
22 years
That's what
old.
I'm saying. Just
It would be
real
illegal.
idiocracy, sign of the end times, just brain rot writ large. Let's go.
He can't. He has to wait till Jake Paul fights Hasbullah. Jake Paul's
Oh
fighting
my
Hasbullah
gosh,
next,
can you imagine?
and then Rizzler can have him.
God, I keep watching all those CoffeeZilla scam videos and the Logan Paul crypto zoo. What a disaster. Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, where, speaking, so I've been watching all this stuff on scams and how awful all these companies and actors are, and it makes you appreciate the people who do things the correct way. And that's AccuTemp. Okay, they say service to the highest degree, and it's what they built the entire business on from the ground up. And you are the beneficiary of that goal, right? That's why with thousands of reviews on Google, they got a 4.9 Google review rating. They're always there for their customers. If you need AC, heating, electrical needs, you get in touch with AccuTemp. They're going to be out there immediately, and they will leave no stone unturned getting your job done correctly. I know I've told this for a bit. Yeah, I had a bunch of people coming in for the weekend. It was a hot weekend. AC goes down. I call them on a Friday, run all around town. They find the last part in town, and they get it fixed by Friday afternoon. And weekend is saved. Everybody came to town. It was great. So, that's the level of customer service. And if you work with them, you already know what I'm talking about. So maybe you just want to get your systems checked on, make sure you're not heading towards any kind of catastrophic big fixes that can be handled now. Or maybe you do have a problem. Either way, you go to AgTemp, agtempbr.com, agtempbr.com. So we were talking about a bit earlier, some potential buyers of the New Orleans Saints, as Tillman Fertitta has expressed some interest in maybe purchasing the team. And it's interesting to think about, right? Because Fertitta is a very active owner, which I think would appeal to some Saints fans. Now, you could argue it's maybe a little bit of Jerry Jones, right? I mean, very active. He's going to want to be at everything. He's going to want to be involved in everything. He basically is the University of Houston right now. But that level of give a damn is kind of exciting, right? A big swashbuckling restaurateur coming in and starting a new era of Saints football. But right now, the team is not for sale. They will be eventually, as it is written into the Benson will that Dennis Lauscher, the president, will be the executor of the state whenever it comes to that time, and that the sale of the team will be included in that. So we know the Saints will come up for sale eventually. Maybe it'll be sooner, maybe later. I don't know. And maybe it'll be, again, I don't want to be too morbid here. Like, it doesn't have to be with a passing, right? Maybe it just, Gail, the team decides to sell before that. I do think, though, one thing that's going to be fascinating to see, we know that the Saints have this kind of this secret ownership group, right? The power group. Your Lauscher, Mickey Loomis, Greg Benzel, some others who essentially control the team, who are kind of like the owners of the team. It does beg the question, would they willingly give said team up? Now, certainly if Miss Gale said today, I want to sell the team, they would have to. But if it is a will situation, do they try to find an avenue to keep the team? Right? Do they sell it to a friendly buyer, somebody that they put in there's a million different ways that this could go. The other thing is, does Tillman Fertitta have the money, right? Said to be net worth, said to be around like $10 or $11 billion. I think the Saints are valued at like $4 billion. But the thing is, it's really, I mean, what did the Commanders just sell for? $6.5
I think.
billion. I cannot fathom the Saints selling for less. And Fertitta actually had a bid in on the Commanders at around $4.5 billion. That was just too low at the end of the day. So we'll see. I mean, also some other names that people have banned about, of course, Todd Graves. And then there's Jeffrey Goldring, which I'd never heard of before this. And honestly, he's kind of a bit of a secretive character, but said to be worth $7 billion from the Sazerac company.
Sazerac owns a lot of other bourbon whiskey. Like, it's not just Sazerac.
I mean, obviously, that's insane. Now, he wouldn't be able to do it alone, but he could maybe have a group. We'll see. But how would you feel about Tillman Fertitta buying the Saints?
I'd love it. I think he's done a really good job with the Houston Rockets. I mean, that team was awful when he took them over. If nothing else, he's made them excited. He brought in a lot of young talent. I mean, I'm okay with it. A lot of people have said, I don't want anybody outside the state of Louisiana buying the Saints. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be nice, but like,
it's kind of Louisiana enough, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
Houston, he's got some ties. He's got restaurants
He's got
here.
ties.
No, Taylor's ties are not ties.
They
Taylor
are
was
ties.
reaching. Okay, Taylor, give us the Tillman Fertitta ties
Tillman
to Louisiana.
Fertitta's son, Nico Fertitta, was a high school football player, wound up playing for Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. His teammate, Alizé Mack, also played tight end at Notre Dame under Brian Kelly. Who drafted Alizé Mack in the 7th round? The New Orleans Saints.
Louisiana ties.
Make him the owner of the team.
Direct Saints ties.
Leonardo da Vinci says gold ring's far from secret. His name's everywhere. The things like the zoo and other places. It's fine. I've never seen it, so maybe that's on me. I shouldn't say secretive. I've never heard of his name before. Reading some stuff about who could potentially buy the team. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I don't. Again, I think the actual story here is in a situation where the will is being put into action. Do the people in power give up said power? Do they honor the will? Because that is something that, you look throughout human history, it turns out the people in power very rarely want to willingly give up said power, except for George Washington, bro. And that's why that dude's a dog, okay? Said, nah, fam, I'm enlightened. I drink coffee. I don't want to be king, even though you want me to be. That's real power. All right, when we get back, let's go ahead. Okay, I want to do a couple things. I want to do an SEC nice and naughty list, and eventually we need to get into our 12-team Christmas movie bracket and try to seed this thing and make sure that we agree on the 12 movies as well. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is the website. You go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge today, and whether you're looking to buy new, used, rent for a trip, either way, it's all there at All-Star. And Toyotathon is going on. So if you want to give the perfect gift this holiday season, get a car. I mean, that would be sick. Like, right, if you really want to do like the Red Bull in the car for a kid, wife, whatever, you can do that. Maybe get that murdered out, maybe that beautiful Sienna. What do you want to wrap for? How about this? Just $299 a month. This is one of the many deals to be had at All-Star Toyota right now. Explore the hybrid options as well. I love my Toyota Sienna hybrid. You don't have to worry about like charging it or anything like that, but you still save a ton of money on gas. And remember, if you need a service center or a body shop, we are open to all makes and models. We got great turnaround time, free professional estimates, excellent lines of communication. All-Star is the answer for all of your vehicular needs. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Welcome back to OTB. Did you change the song, or did the songs just switch?
It did that.
It did that on its own. Interesting. All right.
Like I said, I put something random on.
Well, you
I'm
can keep this
Christmas
playing if you
songed
want.
out.
Come on. Come on. How?
I don't know.
It's
Been
not
doing
even
this
the
for
it's
like a
not
week
even the
straight.
14th yet.
I know, and it's already played out.
You haven't even played Where Are You Christmas?
Okay, I can play that now.
Or what about like the little boy who wants the shoes for his mom or whatever, the sad one?
That's
Christmas
such a
shoes.
depressing
Yeah,
song.
we haven't heard Christmas shoes.
I kind of don't want to play that one.
Christmas
Why?
shoes.
It's
No.
so sad.
Just not, no.
Why?
Because he's buying shoes for his dying mother for her to wear in her casket.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
Is it a good song?
Yes.
It's not a good story.
So
It's sad.
I don't think it's.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
you
but
know,
like
sad doesn't
it's-
preclude being good,
It's
though.
heartfelt, but I don't know if it's that good of a song.
Sad is decidedly bad.
No, not at all.
It's good to be sad.
I think you have to be sad. I think yes. I think so. I think being sad is a vital part of the human experience, and being able to engage with sadness through things like art kind of helps you.
You know what?
First
I
off,
do
I
when
think
I'm
get
sad?
out emotions, which is good, but then also I think it kind of helps to. I think sometimes watching something like that's very sad can have a couple effects. First off, it can kind of help prepare you for situations that you'll eventually deal with in your life, but also I think it makes you appreciate things you have more. And it gives you levels of empathy where you think about other people going through things that you may not recognize.
Yeah.
Like I think there is value to that. Now it's hard. It's hard to want to sit down and watch something like that or listen to something like that. And probably the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life is an original Netflix animation about made by some parents of one of these Sandy Hook victims. It's about grief, and it is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I emerged out of it the other side, glad that I had watched it for all the reasons that I just said. It was impossible not to, feel empathy for your fellow man while also feeling appreciative for everything that you have, and understanding just how lucky you really can be. So
Did you watch that recently?
That was like 2 or 3 years ago. I'll never watch it again, to be fair.
It's weird. You came in about a month ago, and I was like, man, T-Bob really seems like he turned over a new leaf. I was thinking maybe that was why. But
Did I start being nice to you a month ago?
No, it wasn't that. It was
Good.
just your aura changed.
What's the bit here? What are you getting at here?
I
What do you
still
mean?
get like why we want to be sad. You know, like when I'm sad, I'm just like, you know what? Bury that deep down.
When you're sad, do you listen to sad songs?
No, I try to not be sad. I like when I'm sad, I literally just ignore the fact that I'm sad and I try to do other stuff.
I think that eventually.
It's about to confuse
I like
you
this
again.
medley. I think that eventually overwhelms you.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's like, you don't feel better after a good cry.
I don't like cry much.
But when you do.
I guess.
If you're pushed to the point
Actually,
of crying,
like whenever
you have to.
Like, yeah. And then I feel like a little bee after I'm done doing so.
It's not good. It's not good. Not in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
I'd rather just not.
I think feeling the full spectrum of human emotions is an undeniable positive. Is it hard at times? Yes. But it even goes back to a little bit, the things we always talk about when it comes to sports. Like, if you're always happy, well, how can you appreciate being happy? Like good times are made good in part because you had to go through bad times to get there. Or you know what bad times feel like, so it makes you appreciate the good times. So like, yeah, if you're just happy all the time, then what is life?
Yeah.
Like, why is everybody pulling for the Detroit Lions right now? Same reason you're talking about. They've had zero success. They've been a bottom feeder, and now they're all of a sudden really good.
It's actually,
I'm rooting because I love MCDC.
What do they talk about with Alabama? Everybody says, hey, if you ever been to an Alabama game, it's like a business meeting. Like, it's not even that fun. Like, they're too uptight. They're too serious all the time. Because they've never really known any.
They don't get a first down, they're ready to fire everyone. I mean, exactly, right? Everything's a function of your experience. So allow yourself to be sad is what I would say, Alondra. Like, lean into it.
I'll try it.
Lean into it sometimes. Put on the Pixies. Get angry. Then get sad. Then get angry again. Then get sad again.
Anger is something that I can't suppress sometimes, though. So there we go. There's your negative emotion for me.
But anger's not sadness. Getting angry is good too. I mean, look, y'all have seen me flash out and know how blind rage I can get. But that's a little scary to me. I think sadness is a bit more positive. Just allow yourself to feel a little bit. Don't feel like you have to be some stone-faced golem. Just, I'm not allowed to feel. I must be happy because it's what I'm supposed to be. No, just let yourself cry a little bit. It's all good. Yeah.
Right now.
It's not your fault.
It's really just getting to me right now when you're talking about it.
Hey, it's
I'm
not
about
your
to
fault.
Start crying right now.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Exercise helps. I agree.
That's why I'm not sad, because I exercise.
Yeah, I do agree with that. There is not a greater thing that you can do for your mental health than to exercise. GNF, NRS says this is the softest crap ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Fight me. Like, I don't like what, like, I don't ascribe to your expectations for masculinity or what it should be. And why should I? You know
what's soft?
No.
The
Taylor?
Ohio State rep, or the Ohio rep banning flag planting.
Felony now.
I've heard about this. I've
wants
heard
to make
about
it a
this.
felony.
A felony to plant a flag.
So I
Ohio
saw
State
some conspiracies.
It's just very soft.
You know what else would be soft, T-Bob? Like if you got so offended that, like, if someone mocked your symbol, it became a penalty.
Horns down. Which, I mean, that's the ultimate example of, like, hey, respect yourself and know your self-worth, because the Big 12 did that for Texas, and what did it do for the Big 12? You know? They went out of their way.
They left
to
for the
get
prettier
on their
girl?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So know your self-worth and stand up for yourself when you need to. All right. When we get back, I'm sorry. We will now we can get into a bit of the things that I actually teased. But honestly, guys, who knows what the show's gonna be for the rest of the time. If you want to hang out, come on. If not, we'll see you on Monday. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is there for you when you need it. And they've been there for you for half a century. And so there's no problem, whether it's an old house, a new house, your sink, toilet, shower, bath, nothing. First pipe, nothing that Central Plumbing doesn't know how to solve, because they've seen it all through the years. They can fix it all. And they do it with flat rate pricing, an excellent warranty coverage once the work is done, licensed, bonded, and insured employees that you send you information about ahead of time before they come into your home. It's commercial and residential. So if you're a business owner and you need your plumbing needs met, we have the correct paperwork, personnel, and insurance to do so. Also, if you're thinking about gift ideas, bathroom remodel, it's a big one, but a great one. So get in touch with Central Plumbing today, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2025 Ram 1500 truck with $15,000 off MSRP. $15,000 off the newly designed Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to.
It's snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. I can't remember a worse December.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah. I've got Tanner and Laundry to keep me warm today. Missing Jake, but he's going to need to stay warm at Army and Navy this weekend. What an opportunity for Army here. You've already had this amazing season. You just won the AAC in front of your home team. So what are you right now, 12-1?
Yeah.
With your only loss being to a playoff Notre Dame. And now...
And that was neutral site, too. That was the Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Game.
And now you have a chance to beat Navy, which is the goal every single year. I mean, you would cap the perfect season for Army. Like, bowl game would be whatever after this. That's fine. 13-1, winners of the AAC in front of the home crowd and beating Navy. Now, you flip it, though, and what does losing to Navy do? Because it's been an awesome year.
Because you didn't make the playoff.
No,
does losing to Navy ruin your entire season?
That's what I'm saying. This is a bit of a golden ticket game for Navy. Another team that was very hot, suffered a couple losses, still a very good year. Did Navy finish 10-2?
No, I think they have 3 losses. I believe they have 3.
But still, you want to talk about what's a way to make Navy's year, which is already a success, but just a bona fide, no argument, badass success. You go beat Army this weekend. That pageantry, 12-1.
Navy's 8-3.
Okay, 12-1 versus 8-3, or maybe 11-1 versus 8-3. Going to be fantastic this weekend. Couple of modern option offenses. Horvath and Daly going toe-to-toe. Love it. Love it.
So who you like in the game, T-Bub?
I mean, Army's clearly the better team.
I agree. I think Army has a little bit better of a quarterback as well. Horvath is good, but Bryson Daly's been on another level.
I mean, just look at, and Army's playing great football. Look at how they finished Tulane the other day. So, yeah, our Army's just slightly better this year. I think Army wins, but in these games, you never know. In a rivalry game of this magnitude, this is a classic. Throw the stats out the window game, guys. That's right. I'm invoking it. Throw them out. And if somebody throws you out into the street and you get hit by an 18-wheeler, you call Get Gordon. GetGordon.com. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney's there for you when you need them. Go to GetGordon.com. Fill out a free consult right there. They'll get in touch with you immediately. See all the different cases that they handle, and you can see results from past customers. Follow them on social media at Get Gordon. See a lot of great content with your favorite athletes, as well as the G-Man himself. Here it is. I've got Gordon to keep me warm. 225-888-8888. All right. SEC Santa naughty and nice list. Taylor, who was a naughty head coach in the SEC this year?
A naughty head coach in the SEC. Coach. Brent Venables was a naughty head coach in the SEC.
Coal in the stocking.
A lot of people said, Oklahoma, they could sneak up on some teams this year. And while they did sneak up on Alabama, only 2 wins in the SEC. Not a good look. And you move on from Dylan Gabriel in the offseason to bring in Jackson Arnold. He struggled only to have Jackson Arnold into the transfer portal. He's at the top of my naughty list.
For beating at the top. Okay. For beating Alabama, though, I'm going to sneak you like an orange in your stocking. You're getting Cole, Brent, but I'll give you like a little orange as well.
So Brent Venables actually talked about how hard it is to get to like play an SEC schedule yesterday. Wait, when did they release the 2025?
Interesting.
Wednesday, maybe?
Yeah, they did it Wednesday.
So he commented on it. I've got it right here.
We probably saw 6 of the top 10 defenses in all of college football. And so there was a baptism, if you will. We had a bunch of injuries that we had to go through on offense. And
that's true.
And so a good welcoming to the SEC. But the length, the speed, the physicality, and then the depth of the conference with the things. Having gone through it, it's a very real thing.
Ooh, I don't love that if I'm an Oklahoma fan.
Like didn't Texas have to do the same thing?
Well, they had a markedly easier schedule relatively.
Okay, but still, they had to come in. They had to play their first season in the SEC.
I know, but I don't think that's entirely one-to-one.
They lost 3 running backs before the season even started.
Again, I don't think it's entirely like we knew coming into the season that Texas had a way easier lift than Oklahoma did. Now, Texas would probably still have done very well with Oklahoma's schedule. Don't get me wrong, or at least much better than Oklahoma has done. But that just sounds like a man in Venables who already don't have a great head coaching resume to fall back on. He's been in the ACC and the Big 12, and now he's kind of a little maybe freaked out. But we'll see. $44 million buyout. That's a pretty good present under the tree.
Do
you want to do naughty or nice, Alondra?
I was going to do naughty because I thought that's what we were doing.
Okay.
Top of my naughty list, Hugh Freeze.
Oh, wow.
Just
always.
Hey, now.
Because of the comments that he made about if we play him 9 more times, we beat him 9 times.
Yeah, that is
also
the worst soundbite I've ever heard.
He threw his players under the bus and Peyton Thorne under the bus a whole lot of times. He finished 5-7. Hugh Freeze, top of my naughty list.
Yeah, but remember, speaking of crying, he was moved to tears in a team meeting recently where he told his his upperclassmen he was moved to tears because he was so sorry that they were not going to get to experience the fullness of what Auburn football will become.
Sounds a little manipulative to me.
It does. I mean, so that's the thing about Freeze, who's always been very nice to me on an interpersonal level. But you see stuff like that soundbite. I know we played it on the show, but it's like there is a televangelist element that is just really hard to shake. And he's probably being sincere. I do believe that, but sometimes it's just hard to maybe get behind the sincerity outside looking in. Maybe I'm just a bit too cynical here in the year of our Lord 2024. All right, we'll continue our naughty and nice list bracket. I'll just have some fun this last hour. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com, K to Z blinds.com. And look, if you're thinking about getting a shade for outside, like we talk about throughout the fall, right? You get that shade. So if you're out there grilling, doing whatever, you keep it way cooler, make it just much more enjoyable out there, especially during the summer. Basically, look, a comfortable outdoor living area is a great gift for dad. Okay, so if you have a hard-to-buy Ford dad, you get in touch with K to Z. Do it now. And the other thing is, most companies have a price increase in January, right? Not necessarily K to Z, but like vendors and everything else. So now's the best time from a price standpoint to get in as well. And if you're searching for something to get your hard-to-buy for a wife, well, interior window treatments, come on now. Come on now. So trust the experts at K to Z. K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com. Window coverings are wow.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Friday, December 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 64. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll do our Christmas movie playoff bracket. We'll continue our SEC naughty and nice list. We'll have your NFL story of the day and close things out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Santa's Little Helpers, Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert are taking over Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. Tune in for some naughty and nice sports talk this Christmas season. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Wait, so last night, I didn't watch any football last night, to be fair. I had a really nice night, dude. Just like, we got a big box in for some present. So we took a present out of wrap it or whatever. And then my kid, it was like such an idyllic kind of setting, right? Low light, Christmas tree on, had just some music floating in the house, a little cozy Christmas jazz. The girls get their markers out. They're like decorating the box, making it into Santa's sleigh. They got their little stuffed animals set up like like the reindeer. So it was definitely, football was the furthest thing from my mind last night. But was there a 49er player that just refused to go in the game?
So we can actually do it right now.
Oh, is that your NFL story of the day?
Yeah, let's
all right, let's dive in.
Also, you want to?
Let's do a Tay NFL story of the day.
I have before I hit that.
Yeah.
George Kittle. We could do it during this. George Kittle commented on it.
Okay, yeah,
so
perfect.
So
Let's go.
Ward, who is playing after losing his child, and Campbell won't.
Oh my God.
It's time for Tay Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
So obviously, we had teased it quite a bit there. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker for San Francisco 49ers, refused to go into the game yesterday. And actually, since we were talking about post-game comments, when they asked Charvarius Ward about it, he said that Campbell approached him pregame and said, hey, I don't want to play today. I don't think I'm going to. And he's like, well, why are you dressed out? Like, you came up here, you're in warm-ups, like, coaches are going to expect you to play. Halfway through the third quarter, Devondre Campbell said, I'm out. He walked to the locker room, just straight from the sidelines to the locker room, full pads and everything. Didn't even remain on the sidelines for the remainder of the game. And yeah, Kittle had talked about it as well. But when they asked Charvarius Ward about it, he goes, I've never seen anything like it. He goes, I imagine Devondre Campbell's going to get cut pretty soon here. He's like, that's
he's
the
done.
type of thing. And
cut and probably finish his career.
Especially worse with the 49ers because this is a franchise that is battling through so many injuries. They need all the help they can get offensively and defensively. And, Devondre Campbell, a pretty highly paid player, a pretty well-known player around the NFL, just decided he wasn't going into the game.
Damn. And what'd you say, Ward lost a child recently?
Recently, yeah, and he is out there playing.
Yeah, I think like a couple weeks ago or
Yeah,
last week.
about
Or
maybe
something
What?
like that.
At most like a month. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like right after birth, I believe.
Yeah, it was like during or
Yeah.
after or something like
So
that.
what did George Kittle have to say about it?
This is what George Kittle said.
Does that create dissension or disbelief or just disconnection on the sideline?
Not disbelief or disconnection like as a team. That is one person who just decided not to, play for his teammates. And I don't think that doesn't make our offense look at each other and be like, wow, man, we're falling apart.
Yeah.
It's more of a, or like the defense, hey, we're falling apart. It's more of a one person making like Mooney said, a selfish decision. And I'm with Mooney on that. And I've never been around anybody that's ever done that. And I hope I'm never around anybody that does that again.
No, I mean, that's just like you're dead to me at that point. Like from a teammate standpoint, you're dead to me. You can't even really be friends. Or it'd be very tough to be friends after that. I mean, you quit on your brothers. It's the ultimate team sport. We drill it into your head, this idea of like your shield brothers, right? Being there for the guy next to you, even if you're not 100% healthy, because you all have been working 24/7 year round for this shared goal. To quit in the middle like that is it's unforgivable from a team standpoint. Again, it doesn't cause any wider team problems, but like that guy's dead. He's done. Move on.
The weirdest part is like it's not even a situation of Deontay Johnson, who we talked about the other day, that refused to go in the game when called upon because he was upset with his playing time. This year, like Devondre Campbell doesn't have any sacks, but he has 80 total tackles. He has 3 tackles for a loss. He's played in 12 games this year. So he's a guy that's being used. And again, the amount of injuries they have, they were going to use him even more, and he just decided halfway through the third that he was done. And look, we speaking of Deontay Johnson, want to mention that the Ravens are looking to replace him. They have said that they are trying to bring in a wide receiver to replace Deontay Johnson. So I applaud the Ravens for doing the right thing. A lot of times when you trade for a player, you give them big money, but they decided to move on from him. You have to cut Devondre Campbell today.
Yes,
he cannot come back into that locker room.
It's not a hard decision.
Look, T-Bob, every kid that ever grew up playing football one day had dreams to go to the NFL, and Devondre Campbell has been there for a number of years. He's had a lot of success, and for you to just sit back and not go into the game and leave the game early is a slap in the face to everyone that watches football.
It's to me, it's even less about it being like many people's dream, because I think this is the same effect if you do this in high school. If you do this in junior high, it's just a
you're a bad teammate.
It's a damn near morally abhorrent thing to do. It's just an abhorrent thing to do. It is the antithesis of everything you are taught as a team member.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, you know how many players probably don't feel like playing sometimes?
Yes, no,
but they
exactly,
go out there and they play.
yes.
Like, it's just.
And it's also a situation where, so I was asked about that this morning. I went on a mobile station over there with Mark Hyman. He was asking me, like, you have any stories like this? And I was like, no, man. I mean, we had a very, very firm, kind of one of the golden rules of the Hebert household growing up was you don't have to play anything specific, okay? You don't have to play football. You don't have to play basketball, baseball. You don't have to play an instrument. You got to do something, right? You have to have some extracurricular thing, but you get to choose. But what you're not going to do is quit if you don't like it in the middle of it. After the season, you don't want to play anymore, great. But if you start something, you have to finish it, and then you decide afterwards if you want to keep doing it. And this is something that I'm carrying forward into my family. Like, my daughters, every Thursday, they complain. And it's weird because they really like dance, but you're a kid, right? After school, maybe you just want to go home, you don't want TV, do whatever. Again, I want to go dance, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, look, you don't want, that's fine, but you're going to finish out this season. You're going to finish out this season, and then if you really don't want to, we can have that conversation afterwards. But today, you're getting your ass to practice. Bottom line.
It's worse than that, though, because you're talking about explaining that to your kids.
Yeah.
This guy's been in the NFL for 9 seasons.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old.
Now, this feels like a soft retirement of sorts. I mean, I don't know, like it's like
Davis,
Antonio Brown.
If you remember Vontae Davis when he was with the Colts, he retired at halftime. He went into the locker room, told his teammates, he's like, guys, I can't do it anymore.
That is so that is also kind of a real thing as well, is sometimes guys just know, like,
that's it.
It's their time and it's their time. But I think you gotta push through at least to the end of the game. Like, if you're fully mentally and physically broken, you've been in the NFL for that long, obviously that's different than me quitting on a junior high basketball team or something like that. But you can't do middle of the game. It's insane.
So I actually told this story to you and Jake. I don't remember if Alondra was in the room or not because it was after the show. So I'll go ahead and tell it on air. I'm not going to mention the guy by name because I think he still lives around here. But when we were in junior high, I was telling you that we had, everybody. Because, again, I showed you, I was like, I was a scrawny little kid, but I told you they made me play linebacker because the 8th graders, at that point, were a lot bigger than the 6th graders.
Yeah.
There's one 8th grader, he didn't get much playing time. And it's the Denham game. There's like 3 games left in the year. It's 4th quarter. We're getting the crap beat out of us. And the coach calls on this kid to go into the game. We can't find him on the sidelines anywhere. You look over at the concession stand area at Denham Springs High School. This kid, full football uniform, including helmet, is waiting in line at the concession stand to buy a snow cone.
Oh.
He walks back. I will never forget this. He walks back onto the sidelines eating this grape snow cone. He's got purple all over his mouth. The coach made him take his pads off. He kicked him off the team right there, sent him into the stands, middle of the game.
That is
one of the funniest things that's ever happened while I was
going to say, I know that flies in the face of everything that I just said, but that is so funny.
Hilarious.
That is so deep. The purple tongue.
Well, and
wait, what's up, guys?
It was a muddy game too. Like the field was a mud pit. Everybody's just in such a bad mood. And you look over to your right, and you just see a guy standing there kind of swaying back and forth in his football uniform with like a $5 bill in his hand, just getting Get a snow cone mid-game. So,
well, and then Jake told us that like this kid on the soccer team or something like that, he quit mid-game and he was sitting with his mom, with Jake's mom, with a blanket just on him.
Just warming up, dude.
Yeah.
You know, he was tired. He was done. But yeah, that's bad. That's bad last night. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. All of your vehicular needs under one roof. Very conveniently located off of Airline and Goodwood. Again, Toyotathon's going on right now, so whether you want like a Sequoia, Tundra, Tacoma, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, all of it, it's all available at great holiday deals right now. You can go in and talk to the sales staff, and maybe you have a number. Maybe you have like an idea of what vehicle you want. You want to test drive it. They're going to guide you through what can be a very complicated process, right? Very overwhelming at times. They're going to be the Sherpa in your car buying wilderness, and they're going to lead you to the right answer for you and your family, financially, aesthetically, functionally, whatever your situation is, they have an answer for you and your family. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Leonardo Vinci said the Saints don't have a D lineman from Georgia who's similar. Is that, what was his name? I don't know. There was a big D lineman back in the day that like signed a big signing bonus. Maybe like $13 million or something. And I do remember my old man telling the story where every time they'd ask him a question about like, you know, why aren't you playing? Why'd you do this? He would just say like 13.5 and not anything else. He would just reference his signing bonus. Just
he pulled a Zion.
Yeah, nah, man, I'm good. I'm chilling. All right. So we have two members on the naughty list thus far. We have Brent Venables and Hugh Freeze. And, of course, I have to nominate Mark Poops.
Yeah, I already knew you were going to do that.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
What a god-awful year for Kentucky. I mean, expectations entering the season, you could not have fallen more short of expectations. Ole Miss has to be kicking themselves that they somehow lost that game. You had some talent. It blew up in your face. And at a time when you're crying poor and complaining about not having enough money, you have other schools like Vanderbilt who put together much more respectable seasons with much worse resources. And now you are tied to Mark Stoops, and where is the hope? There is none. It is a bleak setting if you are a Kentucky football fan. So Mark Poops definitely on the naughty list. Taylor, give me a nice one. Give me a nice one to even something out right now.
How about Clark Lee?
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Ooh,
Like
you
could say,
I like
well, they
Clark Lee.
finished 6-6. Guys, their projected win total for this season was 2. You upset Alabama at home. You upset a lot of teams. And then, you should have beat Virginia Tech. There were 1 or 2 more wins on that schedule that you probably should have had.
Georgia State, they screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, this really should have been an 8-4 football team if you had a little bit better of a kicking situation. But Clark Lee, he's got him fired up. He brings in Diego Pavia. He was a godsend to that offense as well. Clark Lee, got to have him on there.
Ooh, Bilbo back in the chat saying that we're getting a visit from Nick Anderson, who is a 6'6" monster. I think that's a 6'6" guy from Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma.
Freshman wide receiver. Oh, that could be massive.
Well, and the
if you
thing
could land Nick
about
Anderson.
him, like you have Nick Anderson,
And you
in the
definitely don't
portal.
want to be a part of that Oklahoma offense if you're a wide receiver. Right?
No, and you could say, okay, well, he's only been here 1 year. What was his production like? The fact that you are 6'6", you bring something to the table that nobody else does.
Yeah,
and we have talked about having
full
bad
stop.
tight ends. Can you reinvent it a little bit? Like, you can play with stuff like that with a guy that size.
Well, you also already have kind of that in Trades Green
Yes.
right now if you want to, right? So you already have that guy. But yeah, I mean, of course, Nick Anderson. I remember talking to Oklahoma guys, and he was the great hope for when he came back from injury that maybe the offense could get going. Then they become a running offense, and it doesn't pan out. So here's hoping the Nick Anderson visit.
He's 6'4", 220.
Okay, yeah, big boy. Big boy. Can't teach size, right? All right, Alondra, give me a nice list.
Okay,
SEC head coach.
on my nice list, Shane Beamer.
Yep, gotta be.
That was going to be my next one.
How could it not?
First of all, just a great guy. Just a very likable person. But South Carolina came into the season, not a lot of hype around them. Finished 15th overall, 9-3.
Yeah.
I think they got cheated out the playoffs. But
I mean, it's tough to say. I don't think so. This is what I've been consistently saying.
you got a little Clemson.
I think you got a little Clemson. Yeah, but they won their conference championship, right? Like, I don't think.
I know that's fair, but I'm saying I still think that South Carolina should have got a little chance.
I don't think if you're a 3-loss team, again, I don't feel bad for you if you got left out.
Yeah.
I do think that South Carolina, in terms of painful losses, the LSU loss is one that is going to haunt them for the rest of eternity.
Yeah.
Because who knows when all these stars align again. Now, you seem to be in very good hands. You're going to have Lenora Sellers again. But even with Dylan Stewart sticking around, replacing that defense is going to be very tough. It was very upperclassman laden and full of NFL talent. Can you recreate that? Maybe you can, because you've one thing about this is, in this modern age of college football, belief begets investment. So if you can get your fan base to believe in you as the head coach and the program of the direction, you create more investment, which in theory, as we've seen, creates more success on the football field. So maybe this good year does have a very good knock-on effect. You have the millions of dollars to spend, and you stay more relevant than you were previously, but ultimately only time will tell. But yeah, absolutely Shane Beamer on the nice list. I'll do a pretty chalky one here. Steve Sarkisian has to be on the nice list, even with whatever disappointments Texas ends up suffering and losing kind of their big 2 games. Because you handle an SEC schedule, and admittedly easier into the Spectrum SEC schedule, but you handle it very well. It's a second year in a row. You're in double-digit wins, something that Sark had never done previous to last season. You're in the 12-team playoff. Yes, of course, Steve Sarkisian deserves to be on that nice list.
I was going to say Sark, but I didn't want to get...
Yeah, I took that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I took that for you.
But I agree with everything that you said.
I mean, I called him Fartkesian.
Yeah.
For a while there. And now, you know, I had to back that up last year, and then he backed it up again this year.
Yeah.
So
he's Sarkisian now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's clearly Steve Sarkisian.
But we're bringing back Mark Poops, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I should have never retired in the first place.
Should have never retired it.
But I was just so proud of him for going for it on 4th down, which he did not do against Georgia.
Yeah.
Which that is crazy. Almost beat Georgia, to be fair.
I have one more, and I think T-Bub's going to hate it, so I feel like I got to say it. Can we put Billy Napier on the nice list?
Yeah, he has to be on the nice list. How can he not be?
People thought he was dead in the water after week 4. He comes in, he finishes 7-5. He showed a lot of promise. He brings in a great recruiting class on top of that. DJ Lagway is only a freshman. I mean, and he did that with a lot of injuries on that team. Like, Billy Napier did a hell of a job this year.
I mean, here's a man that we were calling Black Spot Billy coming into the year. Of course,
mean, everybody, when you were like, who's going to be the first coach fired? Who's going to be the second coach fired? Because you know Billy Napier is going to be the first in the conference. Who's going to be the second? And he turned it around.
And it was, and it didn't always look great. I mean, you open getting blown out by Miami at home, blown out by Texas A&M at home. You even get blown out by Texas at home in the middle of the year, and you still bounce back and finish strong. And you keep LSU out the SEC championship, and you keep Ole Miss out the playoff, right? So you want to talk about ruining opponents' dreams in the swamp? How do you make your fans happy in kind of a lost season? That's a great way. Like you said, 5-star quarterback, good recruiting class. Yeah, Napier's on the up and up. It turns out, if you don't spend $30 million to fire your coach too, and you create some of that belief like they did, well, you have a lot of money to spend in the portal and in recruiting. So good on Florida. Yeah, Billy Napier, unquestionably on the nice list. So now you got 4 and 3. Alondra, do you have another nice or naughty coach that you want to nominate here? One more on the way out.
One more on the way. I have 2 that I want to put on the naughty list, but I'll hit you with one. Lane Kiffin, I'm putting him on the naughty list just because of all the complaining that he did all season long.
Yeah, he has been a little childish in his stamping of his feet.
He's been a little childish, and y'all know, like, I love Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, so do I.
But, like, you still didn't make it to the playoffs. You didn't make it to the SEC championship game.
Well, you called it last dance, too.
Right.
You know?
So, like, and I don't know.
Also,
you talk
the
a lot
faking
for somebody,
injuries on the field for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, very naughty.
I mean, the faking injuries was incredible.
True. Legitimately naughty. But yeah, I mean,
you just talk a lot for somebody who, I mean, I know they were 9 and 3 and 5th in the SEC, but you fall flat every single year.
Every year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too because you would have made a 12-team playoff 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But you blew it this year. I think. Look, speaking of easy out-of-conference schedules, I firmly believe that Ole Miss season was ruined by Kentucky because of their easy ramp up. If they had a little bit more of tougher tests, a little bit more seasoning, not like a major game, but something better than the absolute nonsense that they played, I think they would have been more ready for that SEC opener. They weren't, and it ended up costing them, and they weren't ready against LSU. And so, yeah.
You can't cry that much and do nothing with it.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin definitely deserves to be on the naughty list. All right, more nice and naughty. Where does Brian Kelly fall? Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
So at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, we got your windows, doors, and siding. But what about if you're into beards? That's right. Tommy started a great company called Go Bearded, Geaux, Geaux, bearded.com. Look, so many men settle. They plateau, and they never let their beards grow. And you know, everyday life, it's very demanding, constraining, and it keeps you, and by extension, your beard, from being free. That's where Go Bearded comes in. Because what if you had quality beard products? What if you had helpful tips from your bearded brothers? What if you had challenges to help you and your beard grow, right? Your beard's kind of a representation of yourself in many ways. So if you're ready to grab life by the beard, we want you to join the brotherhood and let's grow together, because that's what Go Bearded is all about in both metaphorical and literal ways. It's about growth. So you go to gobeard.com, you fill out a form, you get a free sample sent to your door, and you join the brotherhood and you look better, grow fuller, go further. Gobearded.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
Born is the King of Israel.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America, Off the Bench.
Welcome back to Off the Bench. Shepherds in fields as they lay. All right, so we've got 4 the nice, 4 in the naughty. Tay, you're up. Nominate. We still have Elko, Kelly, DeBoer, Drinkwitz, Heupel, Smart, Pittman, and Levy to rank here.
So we were actually talking about this during break. There's a lot of debate on which side he should be on. So, I mean, y'all can disagree. I'm putting Mike Elko on the nice list just because I think Texas A&M is what they are. Show me any point throughout history where Texas A&M has proven that they can do better than 8-4, 9-3 outside of that COVID year. Elko's done a hell of a lot better this year than I thought he would. I mean, seriously, find me a coach in the last 15 years that you're like, oh, that guy would have done better at A&M if just given more time. Like, A&M is what they are. He has reached his peak.
So the 8-4 thing is pretty damning in terms of ending up kind of right back where you started in many ways.
But that's who they always are.
That said, this is a team that, to your point, Taylor, past A&M teams of recent memory have severely underachieved. I don't know if you can say that this team severely underachieved.
I think they overachieved a little bit.
And honestly, that is how you kind of parse through this list. That's why a 6-6 Clark Lee ends up on the nice and a 9-3 Lane Kiffin ends up on the naughty, right? It's a function of expectations. Did A&M have higher expectations? I think they did. I think they did. No, I think internally, I think they thought 9-3 in the least.
Yeah.
When they looked at their schedule preseason.
They always do that.
That's
They
fair.
do always say, like, Taylor's making a fair point, but I also, like, they did have expectations, and they didn't make it to the SEC. They had the chance there. Texas A&M. That was who was gonna lose was gonna.
And you couldn't come up with an offensive touchdown. I mean, in a 17-7 game, now it wasn't that close, but in a 17-7 game, you got a defensive touchdown, which in a massive game, that is really hard to overstate the importance of that.
Also, we put Hugh Freeze on the naughty list. They lost to Auburn.
Yeah, that's by far the low point of the A&M season.
Yes,
is letting that game drop.
Listen, when they had, it was all stated a lot this season. Hey, A&M's in sole possession of first place in the SEC. How many of you honestly thought they were going to maintain that? Not a chance in hell.
I didn't,
because they can't. They're Texas
They
A&M,
had it going
guys.
in late in the year, though.
Yeah, like I didn't think that they would maintain first, but I didn't think that they'd. I don't know.
The Auburn game. The Auburn game is what maybe pushed them to the naughty list. At the end of the day, though, it's kind of a gray area decision. We can take a vote on it. I would actually put Elko on the nice list, and less because of what Taylor's talking about, because this is who A&M is.
Yeah.
But from a culture standpoint, I do think Elko's kind of reset them a bit.
Well, they were at a low point under Jimbo. This is his first year. I mean, he at least sparked them.
They don't appear to be as soft as they have been in the past. There's a much more physical team, a much tougher team in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to barely put Mike Elko on the nice list
I think
here.
it's tough. I think he's nice.
And Alondra, you're voting naughty, but I guess you're outvoted.
Yeah, and that's fine. But, like, I'm kind of with you with the Brent Venables thing. Like, I'll give him an orange. I'm not going to give him coal. I'll give him an orange.
Yeah, he gives them old school fruits.
I can't put the Texas A&M bias aside. Like, I really can't. I can't put
fair.
the Aggie
That's
hate
fair.
aside
Yeah,
and
that's
put
fair.
Mike
I get that,
Elko
dude.
on the nice list. I just can't do it.
All right, next on here, so Elko's off the list. Let's go to DeBoer real quick. Somebody said DeBoer nice list. I don't agree with that at all. DeBoer's got to be on the naughty list.
I said nice list.
Got to be on the naughty list.
He
especially
dropped
when
some bad games.
I mean, but the point is, like, Alabama's expectation, and with that roster, is a playoff team.
Yeah.
And this was a year in which they absolutely could have made the playoffs, and they blew it down the stretch. Like, they blew it. And so there is just no, I like DeBoer, nice guy.
Yeah.
But there is no way that this is not a naughty year for Alabama to find themselves outside looking in when, again, they had the inside track. And they lost games as a 22-point favorite, as a 14-point favorite, and as a 3-point favorite. That's underachieving, in my opinion.
Do I get to be the deciding vote?
Yes, because you think naughty?
I said nice. You said naughty,
sorry, you
right?
said nice. I'm saying naughty. Yes.
Yeah.
I think Kalen DeBoer goes on the nice list.
Oh my
God. Nobody's going to replicate what Nick Saban did there.
That's
ever.
So
you have a quarterback. I don't care what anyone says. Jalen Milroe's not a good quarterback. Let me tell you what he did in those 3 losses. In those 3 losses, Jalen Milroe, 36 carries for 28 yards. Why is that important? Because you got a guy that can't throw the ball. When you shut him down in those 3 losses, 56% completion, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. You are hamstrung what you can do offensively. All you can do is run the ball. Kalen DeBoer masked a lot of deficiencies on this team, and Saban had some of those same deficiencies last year. Now, Saban was such an elite coach that he was able to overcome that and make that playoff, but, I mean, who really thought that Alabama wasn't going to drop off
If
at
Nick
all?
Saban is the coach of this team, are they in the 12-team playoff right now?
Yes, because Nick Saban is a lot better coach than Kalen DeBoer. He's the greatest coach of all time, and nobody's going to replace Nick Saban. That was the thing all offseason long. Everybody's like, okay, well, LSU lost this, and Auburn lost this, and South Carolina lost this. Alabama lost Nick Saban. That's the one guy you can't go get in the transfer portal. He is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
9-3 to me is a fine season for Kalen DeBoer in his first year. I'm putting him on the nice list.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. Like, the drop-off from Nick Saban to whoever you were going to hire could have been a lot worse
Didn't matter who
than
it was.
9-3 and the first 2 out of the college football playoff.
I mean,
like,
but we're also not acknowledging the fact that he was given a roster where he was favored every single weekend. He was given the most well-oiled machine in all of college football, and he drove it to 3 losses. I would put him on naughty, but I'm outvoted, so he is on OTB's nice list. All right, Eli Drinkwitz. Now, here's an interesting case to me because I do kind of feel like Mizzou fell a bit short of expectations, but for how bad it felt at times, and to go 9-3, to go 9-3 with who Missouri has been before Drink got there, right? Like 9-3 would have been a massively good year.
Yeah.
If they hadn't finished last year 11-2 and then entered bringing back Luther Burden and Brady Cook. But to your point, kind of on Milroe, Brady Cook sucked this year. Luther Burden didn't do anything. And so to still find a way in this SEC to go 9-3, I'm going to put Drink on the nice list, even though in this case, I think they did fall a little short of expectations.
To your point, like it didn't always look good, but he did find a way to lose games. I don't think that people realize the impact that Cody Schrader made on that offense, their running game, because you brought in Nate Noel and you brought in Marcus Carroll, and everybody was like, hey, Drink did a really good job. He brought in 2 solid running backs. They were not Cody Schrader. Combined, they were not Cody Schrader. This one's tough for me, though. I'm gonna wait to see what Alondra does, and I guess I'll be the decider again. I don't know. This is the toughest one for me.
I didn't know where I was gonna put Drink either, so I kind of want to go nice, but you said that you were gonna put Kalen DeBoer on the naughty list because he didn't meet expectations.
Yes.
But now you're putting Drink on the nice list, even though he didn't.
He also did not meet expectations.
Yeah.
I don't think he missed it by as wide as a mark.
But
I also think that, this was this year's expectations.
Okay.
My point on Drink is, look at what Mizzou was before he got there.
Yeah.
Very much a 500 team, 2-6, 3-5 in the SEC sort of team.
Mediocre.
So to now go 11-2 into 9-3, okay, that's at least it's like Heupel going 9-4 last year at Tennessee. I think they're a bit disappointed. But look, that 9-4 maintained enough to where now they launch into, now they're in the playoff and they're very good. So if I'm a Mizzou fan, I'm a bit disappointed with certainly some of the moments of the season, but I would barely err on the side of nice for Eli Drinkwitz.
So are y'all both putting him in nice?
This one. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I'm outvoted, but the more I look at it, I'm putting Drinkwitz on the naughty list. He played 3 ranked opponents. He lost to all 3 of them. He beat Oklahoma by 7. He barely squeaked by Auburn, and he should have lost the Vanderbilt game.
I just
if it wasn't
don't
for
think they were a very
situation.
good team, though. I
Yeah.
don't think they
but
were a
whose
very
fault is
good
that?
team. Yeah, I mean, I know, but no, you're not wrong, but you are outvoted.
No, yeah,
so you are
masking
wrong.
deficiencies, like we said.
So Drinkwitz going to go on the nice list. Josh Heupel, obviously, nice list, right?
Yeah.
How could he not be?
Unfortunately.
Sure, you still got it. There's still questions about why is the quarterback development maybe not a bit further ahead? You still have not found a guy anywhere close to Hendon Hooker, but to build a team as solidly as you have, to create investment and belief amongst your fan base so that you have some of the best NIL investment in the entire country. And for Josh Heupel, a guy who always think of offense, go, fast, to be winning with controlling the ball, running the ball, and defense is a level of adaptability that puts him on the nice list. And they're in the playoff. How could they not be? Josh Heupel.
What did we talk about all day yesterday? Like how hard it is to be a first-year starter in the SEC. Like we looked at Burrow's numbers, Daniel's numbers, Nussmeier's numbers. You had that with Nico, and yeah, he didn't play well, but you still found a way to make the playoff.
All right, so coming up next, we got 4 more Codes Ring, including Brian Kelly. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Hey guys, you want to go to Main Event? Well, guess what? I just got a text from Main Event. We got a brand new promotion going on right now. They love being partnered with OTB. We love being partnered with Main Event. If you want to help us give Main Event back some love, you bring the family to Main Event right now. You mention OTB, you get a 30-minute time card in the arcade. How about that? Unlimited arcade games for half an hour, and all you do is mention Off the Bench when you go in. So you're looking for something fun to do with your friends, your family, a date, whatever, go into Main Event Baton Rouge and go play arcade games for free by mentioning Off the Bench. And then while you're there, you can also enjoy some professional level bowling, a multi-level laser tag arena. We got the gravity ropes. And remember, if you are the leader of a company, of a team of some sort, and you want to celebrate a milestone, have a holiday party, whatever, we have dedicated party planners on standby, ready to make sure that your event goes off without a hitch. So treat yourself, treat your family, treat your employees. Go to Main Event today. Mention OTB, 30-minute free arcade time card.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
They told me
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
a newborn king to see.
Just wait till David Bowie comes in here.
How long is this? 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Ooh.
So good. It can't be.
comes from an old Bing Crosby, David Bowie Christmas special. Very good. And then coming up closer to Christmas, we will play the entirety of the Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly version of it. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Kirby Smart, nice list, duh. I mean, of course, hardest schedule in the country. Here you are, SEC champs again, the 2 seed. How could it not be? Even though, let's be clear, Georgia's done.
Yeah.
You're not losing your starting quarterback and your Ray Guy punter and winning in the playoff. It's just not happening. So I think Georgia's cooked.
Is this only for on-field performance?
Yes.
Kirby's players got a lot
pretty
of trouble
naughty
in the offseason, guys.
That is true. Kirby's players pretty naughty for
Pretty
sure.
naughty.
But yeah, on-field.
Nice. Off-field, pretty naughty.
Real quick, chat. Can y'all watch Taylor and T-Bob real quick while I go to the bathroom? Thank you.
Yeah,
Watch
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
Well, we
make
need
sure.
a babysitter.
Yeah. Even though, well,
I mean, to be
now
fair.
we may have to take. Well, we may have to hold off on the list for a bit because we could be split on some of these. On some of these. All right, then maybe let's get into a little bit of seeding of our movie bracket.
Okay.
Okay, I think that obviously I'm not going to broker any discussion.
Give us a
here.
12-team rundown again.
Okay, it's A Wonderful Life, Home Alone, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Die Hard, Elf, Ron Howard's Grinch, Jingle All the Way, White Christmas, Miracle on 34th Street, Christmas Carol, and the Rankin and Bass Rudolph Claymation. Obviously, there's going to be agreements and disagreements about who's making the playoff, but I don't feel like there's any the same way. Like I said with the 12-team playoff, I don't feel like I don't feel too badly if teams don't get in because there's so many there. I don't feel like this is I don't feel like we're leaving off like a crime anywhere.
No,
right?
and I don't think the seeding matters quite as much. A lot like the playoff.
Oh, and did I say Christmas Carol? We do
Yeah,
have
you had
Christmas.
that.
Okay,
You
yeah.
had that.
We have Christmas Carol in here. All right, seeding. Look, It's a Wonderful Life. It has to get one of the buys. You got to choose 4 buys. It's a Wonderful Life
I think
is getting
there's
a buy.
3 obvious.
Okay.
I think It's a Wonderful Life is one. And again, these are not my favorites. I just think what deserves it the best. The classics, universally loved. It's a Wonderful Life. I think Miracle on 34th Street has to be a first-round buy.
Oh, okay.
It's
We'll
just
come back to that.
I
I don't know if that's a guarantee.
It is
I see
just a
2 other
classic.
guarantees.
And then I think Christmas Story, just because the
Yeah.
amount of times everyone watches it. It's 24 hours every day on Christmas. Like I think that those would be at least my 3 for first-round buys.
See, it's interesting because Christmas Vacation has to get a buy.
I
I'm there
would
with
agree.
you on
That would
Wonderful
probably
Life
be
and
the
Christmas Story.
4th.
So for me, it's Wonderful Life, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Who should get that 4th buy? If we give a buy, that if we give a buy, though, to Miracle on 34th Street and not to Die Hard with Jake out, that's going to cause some contention in the room.
Die Hard's still in there. It doesn't matter. The first-round buy is not as important. I'm just looking at the ones that – because, again, we all consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. There's some controversy around it, though. I'm just looking at the 4 teams.
Can you be a buy if there's
I'm looking
controversy?
at the 4 teams that deserve a buy. No question about it.
Alondra, do you have a first-round buy that you would give in our movie bracket list?
Like
Go-
they're gonna stay.
No, they get to advance. Like we're going to do it the
advance.
same way as the CFP
Oh, okay.
bracket. So these are the teams that are automatically top 4 seeded. We have It's a Wonderful Life for
Okay.
sure. We have Christmas Story for sure. And I think Christmas Vacation for sure
think it
as well.
should. I mean, that was my first pick. I think it should.
Yeah, I think that
And then
has to get a
I
buy.
considered Miracle on 34th Street. T-Bob was iffy about it. So I mean, what are your? We agreed on 2 for sure.
Okay, I would say Home Alone.
That's going to be a bit controversial.
I mean, it's a classic.
It is, without a doubt. I mean, look, you don't got to push me to love Chris Columbus and John
So
Williams.
what do we have?
Overall on the list?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. We just went went over it.
Or
Okay,
do you have it
let's-
written down somewhere?
Yes, I do. I have it right here, and I'm writing down buys. All right, let's go ahead, though, and finish off our naughty and nice list. Here's a couple tough ones. Sam Pittman.
I'm gonna put him on the naughty list.
Okay, I
He's
think I
coming
actually-
back.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to put him on the nice list only because he survived the season without getting fired. And I know that sounds it's like how low are your expectations, but all we talked about all off season long was, man, he hired his replacement interim head coach when he brought Bobby Petrino back. This team's going to be one of the worst teams in the conference. And, I mean, were they world beaters? No, but Sam Pittman steadied that ship and bet as much as he could.
I think they were fine. I think they actually exceeded expectations a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. I think he exceeded what we expected of him.
And my original instinct is to go nice, but the more that I think about it, and it's probably with this recent transfer portal news where everyone's leaving.
gone. He's literally number 1, or Arkansas literally has the most.
I gotta
transfer
go naughty,
players.
and it sucks because I love him, So you're outvoted, Tay-Tay. And
Sorry, Tay.
also,
No,
y'all are
that's
being
fine.
very
Cool way
nice.
to
There's
do
a
it.
lot of coaches on this nice list. Jeff Levy,
I mean,
0-8 in the SEC.
naughty.
let's go. Come on.
He's on the naughty list when he said state his swag at his opening press conference. So until he does something, he's permanently on the naughty list.
This is another one where I actually like Jeff Levy. I think it was a very bad situation for them. I think Mississippi State is going to get better under Levy. I'm really fascinated to see if him and Jackson Arnold can make it happen. But yeah, I guess 0-8 in the SEC kind of speaks for itself at the end of the day, and that you have to end up on the naughty list. And then we arrive at BK, Coach Brian Kelly.
So you're saying I'm being too nice. I'm putting Brian Kelly on the naughty list.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I'm putting Brian Kelly, and I don't think that that's controversial at all. He's on the naughty list.
So I think I'm inclined to agree. And it's not because you felt woefully short of expectations. Like, my expectations entering the year were 9-3. Now, they got bumped up after that 6-game run where it culminates in beating Ole Miss. But the utter collapse, and the collapse in the context of what you had to play for. You were so close to a berth to Atlanta and at least be able to play like Clemson did for a chance to go into the 12-team playoff. So to fall short by losing to a subpar Florida team and the second half blowing it of A&M, and then the absolute embarrassment against Alabama at home at night.
Recruits all there.
Yeah, everybody there.
Omar
and then
was in the building.
Omar was there.
the Omar. I'm not going to put that on BK's plate, but
Also,
God, what a
like,
symbolic representation.
Not only did you not meet the expectations of what LSU should be, but you didn't meet your own expectations that you set for yourself and told everybody that you were going to do. And so now, and also now you're like, I know I said year 3, but for real, year 4. So what is year 4 going to be like?
True.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many parts about this. Everybody's hitting the portal. How many did you say we had in the portal?
16
Yeah, that's
players
just
in
way
the portal.
too much.
Yeah.
Also, like,
I mean, losing the season opener.
You lost.
That's almost enough to get you on the naughty list right away.
3 of the 4 teams you lost to are worse than you. I believe you're a better team than Texas A&M, Florida, and USC. 3 of the 4 teams you lost to, you were worse than, and you had opportunities to win all 3 of those games. I don't care how he finished. I don't even care about the 3-game slide. I am sick and tired of the opening game of the year. Look, you've lost to good teams, okay? I mean, Florida State was a good team. You could lose to Clemson next year. They're a good football program. I am sick and tired of having LSU be the more underprepared team and the outcoached team every single year in season openers. That's the most disappointing part to me. So he's on the naughty list for that.
The most disappointing thing to me, and this has nothing to do with like my hate for the Aggies, but like, how are you dominating that game? And I get the whole Marcel Reed thing, but like, just a complete meltdown in the second half of that game.
So there it is. Your naughty nice list set. You can go ahead and send that off to the social team Alonzo. You get you a little nice graphic for 105 there. All right, closing out the show, some Ask the Bench next.
Off the bench.
Go to trashrangers.com. You need local, reliable trash removal here in South Louisiana. Well, if you're a business owner anywhere in the listening area, you get to choose. And as a local business ourselves, we understand the flexible needs of being a business, right? And so if you need front load dumpsters emptied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week, Trash Rangers can handle that. If you need a big roll-off dumpster for a large project, small project, 15-yard, 20, 30-yard, whatever the case, again, Trash Rangers can handle that. Now, what about residential trash pickup? Unfortunately, if you live in Baton Rouge, well, you don't really have a choice. But you live in Livingston or Central Parish, you do get to choose. So why don't you go with the guys that are a part of the community, your neighbors? They give a damn. They text you the night before it's your day, so you never forget to put out those cans again, and you get your nagging husband off of your back. And unlike these national companies, tell you all the time, right? But the national companies, they keep the trash here. They take the profits out. Not a Trash Rangers. Those profits go back into our community. So go to trashrangers.com today.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
Mom got drunk and Dad got drunk.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? This is going to be our Friday Christmas song.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to your spheres in January. Or after Christmas. Ask the Bench, how to get my ears stop bleeding from Christmas oversaturation? You don't. You lean into it. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Visit Hotel, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. What's your favorite thing made with cocoa? Hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench, how much of my coal can Taylor fit in his stocking? All of it.
Depends on how big my stocking is.
It's loose. Ask the Bench, T-Bob, have you tried pickles on your sloppy joe? Sounds like life-changing.
Hell yeah.
No, but that sounds good.
Yeah,
T-Bob is also someone who loves sloppy joes.
I love sloppy
I
joes.
sometimes put pickles on the sloppy joes, and they are not wrong.
Ask the Bench, best prank Christmas gift you've ever gotten?
A Dak Prescott action figure from my brother either last year or the year before. Still have it, still in the box.
I've never gotten a prank.
I don't know
one.
that I can't remember
I've
anything
given
off
a
the top of
good
my
one,
head.
but I've never gotten one.
Ask the Bench, we're finishing up the Roaring '20s in my history classes. If you could go back and live in one decade from U.S. history, what would it be and why?
80s. Love the music.
70s. Love the music, like Taylor said, but also like it just looks. The fashion is. I love the fashion. It looks like a great time. Like I would love to be all dressed up in a cool jumpsuit and go to Studio 54 and just party my ass off.
It's hard for me to ignore the allure of Dazed and Confused, for sure. Ask the Bench, do you keep an eye out for your lonely friends during the holidays, or say F them losers?
I say F them losers. I've never actually looked out for anybody on the holidays. I'm sorry, I know I should, but I just haven't.
Me and my best friend have a tradition where I think we've spent every Christmas Eve and Christmas Day together since we were like in first grade. And he's single, doesn't have a lot of family, and so yeah, he comes and spends every Christmas with us. So no, don't F them losers.
Does he have kids?
No.
Is he cute?
Yes. There you go.
What are we doing, T-Bob?
He's not Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sorry, Alondra.
Damn.
And he lives in Atlanta.
Oh.
Ask the Bench, how much will I weigh by Mardi Gras if I don't stop? What, eating all those pork tamales?
Depends on how much you weigh now.
Ask the Bench, how much money is acceptable to spend on your nieces and nephews?
All of it. All of it.
Per
What you can
niece and
afford.
nephew. Yeah,
What you
yeah.
can afford.
What you can afford, but per niece and nephew, I don't know, what, $150?
I spoil the kids.
Yeah, how old are they?
Funny how no one said the 60s. I mean,
it's
I'd go
4.
to Haight-Ashbury and do LSD in the 60s, but that's kind of all that appeals to me from them. All right, we love you. We'll see you Monday for some more OTB. I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Merry Christmas, guys. Later.
Off the bench.
Go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. That's yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. And guys, look, there's no excuse to settle. You can be better. Okay, if you are suffering from ED, again, you don't have to be. If you're embarrassed, stop letting embarrassment stop you from fixing the problem. That's the root cause of your embarrassment, right? Like, you won't be embarrassed anymore if you don't have ED anymore. You can do that with Goodwood. Maybe you have low T, just bad energy. Maybe you want some hair replacement. Like, we got it all. Penile enhancement, check it all out, okay? So become your best self in 2025 with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Great gift ideas as well, ladies. Maybe you push your man into going to check it out and taking forward of the transparent and affordable pricing, the wide range of treatments from which to choose, and the fact that we look at you, your body, what it needs, and we customize a plan for you to help you get you where you want to be. yourgoodwood.com.
Or family 4-packs for $60, December 12th through the 28th. Embrace your inner elf with Elf the Musical at Beau Rivage. Visit beaurivage.com for tickets. A Rand production show presented through special arrangement with Music Theater International. Schedule subject to change. Some restrictions may apply.
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar. Because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
The holiday love celebration has arrived at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. Experience the luxury that brings us closer together. Now through January 2nd, indulge in an exclusive year-end offer. Lease a 2025 GLE 350 for just $7